Going off about something that you said, and she'll never get your humor like I do. I'm in the room, it's a typical. Hey guys, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez. I'm coming at you today with an Earth 2 OMI update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. I love you all. I'm just going to give you guys some light there, and hopefully that makes, yes, that a little bit better. Also gonna, okay. Wipe that off there. Oh, perfect. Okay, so a little bit about some regrets here for both OMI and Earth 2 is the fact that I didn't buy more. And what I mean by that is that around the time Earth 2 came out, or around the time that I found out about Earth 2 in early to mid-December, I was in the middle of paying off at the record price point of a Pokemon card. I still had like 30, 40 grand left, and I was like, oh man, I wish I could put more into Earth 2. But I didn't, because I was paying off that Pokemon card. So I only wound up putting in a grand total of about 13 grand between then and now, and I'm paying for it. Because everybody else that put in well into the 10 figures, 30, 40, 100 grand, are all getting super amounts of these jewels, and I'm getting, 35, 19, 9, like, I don't even know what I have today. I'm going to look at it right now for you, and I feel a little behind. I feel a little bit off, like everyone, like I'm missing the boat because I only have so many tiles, and I only have so many jewels because I only have a certain amount of tiles, and even right now, there's no, jewels haven't spawned yet. They spawn around 10:30 Eastern Standard Time. I've not had anything right now, so it's just a little concerning. And for OMI, the same exact thing. I thought that, you know what, I'm going to be a good little sport and not shoot my load all at once, at 0.0021, and I put $20,000 in when I should have put $100,000 in, and I didn't. I messed up. I went against my own rule, and I said, and instead of saying like, hey, I have the money, put it all in right now, I didn't. Because I thought, oh, we can retest. And I only put 20,000 in right there. And guess what? I missed out on, I would put 100 grand in at that time instead of 80,000. One that would have been an extra $100,000 instead of an extra $40,000. And I also missed out on, literally in the future, tens of millions of dollars. Tens of millions of dollars because I messed up. I went against my thesis, and I went and I put not as much as I could have into it than as I should have. So that's on me. Now, is there a chance that we have a hard correction or a hard dip in a couple of days? Yes, absolutely. There is a chance that it goes back to 0.0030 or 0.0025. Now, again, to go back to 0.0030, we have to lose about 35% from where we are now at like 0.0043 or something like that. Now, how do we do that? Okay, well, Bitcoin continues to take a dive. If it continues to go back to 29,000. Again, I have not, I took a little bit of Bitcoin from before, about $5,000 worth. I'm putting a little more OMI in, so I should get another million by the end of today, if not early tomorrow. So I should have about 23 million just to test to see where it goes. Because again, I don't want to put in 100,000 right now and then have it go to poop. Not that I want to put in 100,000 at this point, because it's. But again, I want to have 34 million of these coins minimum by 2030, because that's how I think that I'll get that $100 million. That being said, I'm a little salty. I'm a little salty at myself. I'm a little mad at myself. The combination between Earth 2 not putting enough in, and again, I should have known. I should have learned my lesson in December. Like, oh, you know what? I didn't put enough in. I didn't get those tiles. I mean, I got a decent amount of tiles. I have 22,000 tiles, but I wish I had more. I wish I had more because I'd be spawning more jewels, which would make my property better. I don't know if that's a word. It would make my property worth more, and it would go and say like, hey, you know what? Now maybe I get more ad revenue because it looks better, or it's doing more resources, and maybe I could sell those resources to Chavez Topians that, they want to say, let's say, 10 cents per resource. I could sell to them at 8 cents per resource just to help these people out. And now I'm not doing as much as I could have. Same thing with OMI, these guys are ridiculous. I don't know what the drop is this week. I don't know how much we're burning. We burned like 15 million yesterday, I think. Actually, let's check. I mentioned it in a stream this morning, but I did not mention it in a... I haven't mentioned it today so far. So all you got to do on Twitter is go to OMI Daily Burn or Ecomi Burn. And yesterday, I'm sorry, we did 8.9 million OMI burn yesterday. So I'm going to go and talk to you guys, see what's going on in the comments. It says, baby, you a song, you make me want to roll my windows down and cruise. Heck yeah, brother. Basilio, what's going on? It says, there should be a pill for getting rid of regret and torment. A couple should have, could have plagued my mind these days when it comes to OMI. Yeah, same here, brother, same here. It's okay. We'll get through this together. No Metal Guitar says Klonopin, Xanax, or Oxy. I don't know if I would take those. Again, I have a very addictive personality, so I really like to not take a lot of meds just because I want to not do that. Anyway, thank you guys for 5 likes. That means the world to me. No Metal Guitar says, anytime I'm like the doctor. When I read that before, I was like, oh, he's the like doctor. That means he's going to smash that like button for me. But he says, I'm like the doctor. I understand what you mean now. Basilio says, I forgot about Earth 2. I want to buy my holdings. If it's super discounted enough, sure. Depends where you have it. But yeah, that'd be cool. But if you're, Vasilio, I would rather buy the jewels from you first before I buy the tiles. But yeah, we could work out a deal. Dr. Professor Gavinsky is going to bed, but I hope I can bring up €1,000 until next month and buy OMI at less than 0.003. I hope you can too. I hope it does. I just think that after San Diego... Phew. Now that being said, there could be a bunch of people that got in right here. They knew that San Diego Comic-Con was coming. They know that Immutable X is coming and Ethereum blockchain is coming. And maybe they sell at the precipice of that, and they cause it to go down. We see it in Tesla where they just kill earnings. And, they crushed it. But the stock goes down because a lot of people sell on that news. There's a lot of selling pressure. Now, also something to take in consideration, there is something known as buyer's fatigue, where people buy so much, and then suddenly, as people are like, all right, they want to sell because it's not doing what they wanted to, or they sell because they bought down here, they sell up here, and there's just not enough buyers, and it creates a lot of selling pressure because, again, that buyer's fatigue, people like me that literally put in like 20 grand last week, put in $5,000 today, just how much more can I do? How much more can I do? And again, I still want to save a lot for Earth too. So it's not like I again, selling some Bitcoin, sure. But how much more else can I buy while still also having something for Earth too? So I can be a proud OMI gang member. Yeah, be that OMI gang member. Vasilio says, the FUD didn't drive us to sell off, but I think it did prevent us from buying more. Yeah, like I said, if you want to get cute and try to time the market, you can. Unfortunately for me, I just don't. I did not. I tried, could not, made a bad call. That's on me. The big mistake, that is on me. I should have bought as soon as I had it. And I would have said the same exact thing had I bought all of it at 0.0022, and then it went down to 0.0011, and it got cut in half. I'd be like, you know what? It's fine. I know where it's going eventually. I'm glad I got it at that price. Again, I was buying at 0.007, 0.005, all the way down. We might even hit 0.005 tomorrow. I don't even know what the heck we're at right now. Let's take a look-see. I'll give you my analysis again. And let's see what we got here. So what we got here now. And we're at 0.00428. We're at 420 before, 0.00420. I thought that was really fun. But yeah, if you take a look at exactly what's been going on, even just the last 24 hours, every time we go up, we have a nice soft retrace. And the retrace is about where the last high was before the last breakout. So it's absolutely incredible. I think right now 0.003, let's see what the support line might be, 0.00369, but again, that's only the last 24 hours. Over the last 7 days, I would say 0.00255 is a good, because even over the last 30 days, 0.00206, 3 months, we might have 0.0208. So that support line is still strong at 0.0020 as per the 30-day and 3-month moving average. Yeah, I like that. It will be Dr. Professor Kaminsky says it'll be a stressful month and a half for me. I got 7 uni exams. Oh my God, Dr. Professor Kaminsky, that's so much. That is so much. I do not envy you. I did 1 semester of community college, and that was rough. So, yeah, yeah, that was rough. Grumpy Maine says, "Hi Randy, it's Rowan from Facebook." Yo, what up, Grumpy Maine? What up, Rowan? How's it going, fam? I have a bunch of people, which Rowan had messaged me earlier before, talking about, do you think OMI might be close to drop-in? Do you have some insight? I just got that right now. I don't have like any, outside of reading the chart and knowing where it's going. Again, long term, I think I have pretty good insight, but short term, it's not like I have any like insider information on like, oh, they're gonna do a Marvel drop for the Black Widow movie. I would love it if they would. But again, like I don't know exactly what the Viviverse is going to be or what. It's all speculations. I don't really know. Preston Ty Anderson says, "I just listened today." LOL. Oh, very good, Preston Ty Anderson. Good to have you on the stream. Grumpy Main says 4:20 morning time. Lit. So also about the streams, I might, instead of doing streams at 10:15 in the morning and 10:15 at night, I'll still do it at 10:15 at night after Guidebook Gaming. Link down below. I will try to do it because I had like 60 viewers today it was like 12:15 Eastern Standard Time. So I might do that just because it's more viewers, it's more people that are just kind of listening to exactly what's going on. I'll also keep refreshing. Earth 2 fake news. They said on their video like yesterday, said, "Oh, we had an interview with the real Randy Chavez, but he canceled it because he had to refresh for the jewels." That was very, very funny. I love them. They're great. And I have 1 new jewel today. I literally have 1 new jewel today. Okay, well, claim all, I guess. Even though I just 1 jewel's claimed. Okay, it was gray. What is gray? Gray crystal is limestone. Anyway, Earth 2 fake news. I actually did not have an interview with them. If they want to do an interview, I'm totally game. Again, that was funny. They're a great show. Definitely go give them a subscribe. They're really funny. But no, I don't really cancel on interviews unless something crazy is happening. Nobel Guitar says, "Poor you, Randy. You have so much tiles and jewels. What about the rest of us that put in 5K and only have 12 jewels?" And I know. I should be thankful exactly for what I have, not what I'm missing. I think Fruits Basket taught me that. For the animals, man. For the animals. Squid Cat says, "There will be OMI profit scoopers. Will do their thing this week. Buy on that dip. It might not ever be this low again." Yeah, so again, what Squid Cat is saying, that there are people that might have bought at 0.0030 and like 30% in one day. Okay, sell. People that bought, the other week. Oh, I doubled in a week. Okay, cool. Sell. Actually, I'm waiting to see if I can go over the 100K mark, because I put in total about 50K into OMI, and right now I'm at about 94.4 thousand. So I am waiting to actually double and say, guys, I doubled my money. Excuse me, because again, I did start buying at 0.007, but a lot more down here though. Dr. Professor Krabinsky said, "Okay, I'm out. Have a good one, guys. Adios, Dr. Professor Krabinsky. You are being good folk today." Noah Guitar says, "I tried to sell at 0.00435, push price down to effing 0.00413 before order was executed. Need another exchange, more volume, hard to trade." Yes, other exchanges will be coming once we get to Immutable X on the Ethereum blockchain. I think about 3 to 5 by the end of the year, additional ones. Wraithax with that $5 super chat saying, "Wraithax's girlfriend say goodnight to Dashi. Go OMI and CRO." Yes, 100%. Wraithax, you have a good one. You and your girlfriend. Y'all have a good night. I love you all. Class dismissed. All right. Outside of the Wraithax, thank you for that $5. He takes care of me with those super chats a lot. Yeah, no one with guitar. It's very hard to manipulate the price here because there's so much. It's hard for the orders to fill because there's not that much volume, especially if you're doing it not on Bit4x but Gate.io or Ascendex. Orders will get filled much, much quicker as soon as we get on other exchanges. I don't think we'll be on any others up until we get on that Immutable X or Ethereum blockchain, which I think could be Q4. So we could be waiting another 3 months for this, which is fine. 100%, I'm okay with that. If anything, I'm hoping a bunch of people cause a lot of FUD, saying like, oh, yeah, they promised this many exchanges by this date, and they haven't followed through. Broken, empty promises. Like, okay, loser. Like, whatever. Drive the price down. Okay, do that so we can go and get that back in. Oh, another thing. Was it Upper Echelon Gaming? 494,000 subscribers, almost 500,000. Did a video where he mentioned me. So I had a lot of comments, a lot of foot traffic to the channel, which is great. Kira TV and Upper Echelon Gaming did that for me. Basically, they called me like a dumbass and brain dead. But for the most part, it was cool. It was great. Free advertising for me. I hope they do more. I hope lots of other people do more about me. Again, a lot of fun. Dale Brooker says, "Hey champ, back on E2 train. Finding some good deals on Marketplace. People selling at 75% off. Yeah, people are crazy. It does things that people just, it does it too slowly for some people, and the people that it does it too slowly for, they're like, it's not doing what I want. It's not stonking overnight, so I'm gonna sell, and they sell, which is just bananas. Let's see if I have any more jewels. Ooh, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 jewels this time. My properties have yielded 5 new jewels, so that's 6 total for tonight, which is nice. So now I have 8 blue, I have 9 gray, or I have 9 black. I have, oh my god, I have 13 of the brown ones. Nice. Everyone comment nice down below because brown matches me. I have a bunch of those. Yeah, so it's good. It's good. I like it. I like what I'm seeing here. Earth 2 Aria Realty says 1 jewel. Yeah, I had 1 jewel, but now I have 5. And yes, thank you guys for 10 likes. That does mean the world to me. Y'all are my bays. No My Guitar says only 1 Aria. I got 1 yesterday. Wait, Aria, were you talking that I had 1 jewel or you had 1 jewel? Because again, it doesn't normally finish until about 11 at night. So that is, and Mr. J1S, follow him down below. He only got 1 jewel as well. I'm gonna read you guys a lot of the messages I do. A lot of the messages I get. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay, 2,200. So somebody offered me $2,200 for my Blaine's Arcanine First Edition PSA 10. I sold a Pokemon card before. I did a live stream talking about Pokemon sales data before, just about specifically that. And that $5,900 card that I sold, Blaine's Charizard First Edition PSA 10, I am going to use that to buy another million OMI. So I will get that probably by Friday. Whereas I'll get it via, I'll probably get it from eBay on Thursday, or that's when they'll send the payout. I'll get it on Friday. Hopefully I could wire it that day. If not, no big deal. I could wire it on Saturday and then hopefully get there that same day. So by the end of next week, I'll have another million OMI. As long as the price stays under 5K, plus the price stays under 0.005 at half a penny. I see a lot of people, I don't know, I didn't watch Cavell Anderson's video on it. I saw the actual, what do you call it? I saw the actual thumbnail where it's like, OMI $1, could it be? Again, I didn't watch the video. That might have just been a title to get people in, then he can explain, yeah, I think $1 is 2024. Again, I still think it's 2026, even though that we're at 4x of where we were at the lows at 0.0011. I still say $1 by 2026, and my base case is still 8 cents by the end of the year. So I don't know if you have how that would change. The only way that would change is if we are in a super cycle and then we hit, let's say, I don't know, like 12 to 15 cents by the end of the year. Then I'd have to rework some things. Then I'd have to rework and see where it goes. Braithak said, $5 super chat saying 67 jewels today with 354 total. My man, I am so jelly. Let's see what I got here. Total. I think I could do it pretty quickly, but oh, I have 2 more jewels that spawn. So that's 5, that's 6, that's 8. That's 8 jewels today. All right, so claim all. So far with those 8 that I have claimed today, I have 71 jewels so far, and like the whole page on my second page so far is all just those yellow crystals, which is really cool. How many of those are on page 1? Only 2 of them are on page 1. So and the next 2 jewels that spawn, that it'll be great. All the yellow jewels will be on the second page, which is very, very interesting. What else we got here? Aria Realty says I have like 5 pages or something. Oh my god, I'm so heckin' jealous. Aria Realty, me and him will see each other this weekend in Atlantic City. If anyone wants to join us, we'll be in Atlantic City on Friday and Saturday. And yeah, it's a bunch of military retreat, so we're all gonna have some fun. This beat is sick. I want to take a ride on your discos. Yeah, I don't know if we'll do karaoke or not. But we'll keep you guys posted. We might do a live stream together at some point over the weekend, as long as the Wi-Fi in the hotel is good. Preston Ty Anderson says, yes, yes, yes. I'm rocking the H2O. Sweetness. Heck yeah, Preston Ty Anderson. Preston Ty Anderson, how many water jewels do you have? I have 8 so far. I have 8. Let's see what we got here. Nomad, again, thank you, Ray, that's $5 super chat. Him and his girlfriend saying goodnight. Nomad with Guitar saying, I got 3 jewels today, only 3,700 tiles, suckers. So every 37 tiles, give or take, you get a... I'm sorry, 370 tiles, you get a jewel. No, I'm sorry. I don't know what that is. What's 370 divided by 3? 3,700 divided by 3. Every 1,233 tiles, you get a jewel. Very nice. Oh, but you got 3 jewels today. So, all right, that's good. It's interesting. Toad Alley Awesome says, hey, Randy, how was your 4th of July yesterday? Oh, girl, it was pretty good. So, to start, I don't even know what I did yesterday to start. I don't even think I didn't go to the gym. I got up pretty late. I think I did a stream in the morning. I don't know. I think the stream was pretty effective. I waited for the girlfriend. She got here. Oh, no, I'm sorry. So, my friend Barbara is really not doing so hot. Like she had a stroke, she had brain bleed, and me and my friend Tina's friend, and so she's at Good Samaritan Hospital over on Long Island, on Montauk Highway. So me and my friend Tina went there, kind of said like goodbye. She's on like a morphine drip right now. So Steve, a buddy of mine, my friend Tyler, my friend Dre, we call him Dre, my friend Steve. I had something I have to tell them. Either way, there's a decent chance. And again, not to bring the chat down. Again, she was like 80-something years old, lived a very good life. So I did that in the morning. Girlfriend came here like midday. We canoodled, and then we went to my friend Mark's place, where we went to a what do you call it? He has a fireworks show. Actually, hopefully I still have some. I'll show you guys. He's right on the water. No, all the fireworks are gone. Poop. Yeah, so he lives right on the water. It's actually where I used to live, where I was literally right next to that boiler room. And what had happened was just so many people, they have money over there. They just go crazy with fireworks. It was a show right there. It was so cool. But let's not forget that 9 years ago in San Diego, a computer malfunction had all of their fireworks, the 17-minute show, go off at once. And it was absolutely insane. It was bananas. I wasn't there for it. I just thought it was cool. So that was how, overall, it was a pretty good day. It's a pretty good day. Toad Alley, awesome. And Raythax, that $5 super chat, saying 67 jewels today, got 354 total. Very happy for you. So, but 60 per page, so you have almost 6 full pages. You're 6 away from having 6 full pages. So congrats on that, Raythax. Preston Ty Anderson says, more H2O and gold. Well, good for that. H2O, gold is good. Yeah, I have a few wood that spawn in Antarctica and gold that spawn in Antarctica also. So obviously the biomes don't really mean anything right now. Oh, excuse me, unless this is just a test. And, the fact that they're testing everything, and maybe once they figure out exactly how it works, things are random, then they'll do it by biome. And when they do it by biome, it'll be, I don't know, more to the specific biome that it's at. Dale Brooker says, just 1 jewel as well. Only's up 35% now. 0.0043. Let's see exactly what we got here. Well, let me see if I have any more jewels before I go back to OMI. And I don't have, so I had 8 jewels today, 9 jewels yesterday. Let's see what we got on Earth 2 here. Now, let's see what we got on OMI here. Let's see what the price is. Price has gone up to 0.00431, almost at the high of 0.38, and Bitcoin right now hasn't been too hot, but it's been staying steady at around 33, give or take, about 30. It's 33.9K right now. only down 1.7% this past week, and the past month is only down 5.92%. Thank you guys for 15 likes. That means the world. And again, we are still down, give or take, about 50% of where the highs were at about 65K, maybe a little less than 50%, 45, 47%. So that's something that's pretty interesting, that the fact that Bitcoin has stayed steady, even gone down a little bit, whereas OMI's just gone through the roof, not abiding by the same rules as Bitcoin or other altcoins anymore, because people, I think, know exactly what's been going on. Hello K just dropped a new video the last hour or so, and I am going to watch my own video on my YouTube channel. I have about, I gave myself a like there too. I always do that. So whenever you see how many likes, subtract one, because one of them is my own. You know. Yeah, the smart money would be, I think, to not care, would be for me to sell a whole Bitcoin and to get another, I can't even get 10. This morning, I could have sold a whole Bitcoin and gotten 10 million more OMI. Now, if I sell a whole Bitcoin, I would get maybe like 7 million more OMI. Bananas. Smart money would be to do that, and then if it goes down to 0.0025 again, great. If it continues to go up, also great. Well, at least I got in, and maybe I'll never be able to get those 34 million. So again, I'll let you guys know exactly what I'm doing with that. I'm going to be selling as many of these Pokemon cards as I can to try to get that. Again, shoulda, coulda, woulda. I should have gone down there. As long as I have that 34 million by the end of 2030, when it's $3 per, then I will still get that goal, getting that 100 million, and then only 10xing from there, be $1 billion. Helping all those animals. Outside of that, that doesn't mean I won't have a little fun. I'm going to Florida next year. Me and Aria Realty are going to open up that, realty company. So I'm very pumped for that as well. I was like, but Chavez, why would you put into realty and not, go into, just put it all into OMI? Well, again, you don't want all your eggs in one basket, even though that basket's going to be a pretty good freaking basket. There's a chance that, at some point we will go into another bear market. At some point, it just happens. It happens in the stock market, happens in crypto, where I do want a little cash for that, where even if the price is, let's say, 50 cents, in a couple of years, 50 cents per OMI, and then it goes down, it takes a large hit, and suddenly it's 25 cents per OMI. You think I'm not going to buy there? Of course I'm going to buy there. I'm going to buy a lot there. It's going to be crazy different. Even, let's say, if at that time I put in $10,000 and I get 0.25 at 25 cents. That's only 40,000 OMI. Oh my God, that's ridiculous. Oh my God, that's insane. That's just bananas. So, again, if it drops from 50 cents down to 25 cents, yeah, you're still getting a very small amount, even by putting in $10,000, which is insane. Again, those prices are not like years away. I mean, they are, but they're not like decades away. Those prices are a couple years away when 100x from here. 100x from here is only 42 cents. That's it. So, and that'll be here before you know it. My opinion is it'll be $1 by 2026. And you're saying, well, Chavez, at $1 will be a $750 billion market cap. No, it won't, because they don't go by the total supply, even though that's going to be burned. A lot of that is burned, and a lot of that is never available. Let's say it's 250 billion. Let's say it's a third of that by that time. Okay, that's only $250 billion market cap, which I get is a lot, but this is a very innovative company, a very, in an emerging market, which is, I think, a multi-trillion-dollar market they're going to get a big, big piece of. They are the Netflix, they are the Blockbuster, they are the Walmart and Amazon of NFTs. No one's going to take that away. Earth 2, I think, has won the decade as far as virtual reality. VV has won the decade as far as NFTs. And again, virtual reality won the get in the VVverse. And what I mentioned this morning on my channel, I'll mention again right now, is the fact that I believe, same as Fire Emblem, where you fight two people right next to each other, they build a relationship. Now they get bonuses. Now this one has 10% defense, and this one gets plus 10% speed. I think the same thing will happen in VV, where we're going to be able to go and get fighting like Batman and Superman. And they're fighting, let's say, Joker and Lex Luthor, and they win. Okay, they get a relationship built. And when they get undefeated so many times in a row, that will increase the value. I don't know why. And that could be a business for some people. They build up, they're very, very good at fighting. They build up these, NFTs, and then they, they sell them because the price becomes so great. And let's say they're only good at fighting the NFTs when they're beginning, level 5 Pokemon. But they're not so good at, fighting level 50 Pokemon. So they get them up here, at level 5. They get a certain amount of wins, and then they sell them because they're undefeated. And they go to somebody that is really skilled at, at level 50. So again, all of these things are very, very possible in the VVverse eventually. Is that going to happen right away? No, they might have some interactions and they might be able to swap some clothes and stuff. It would be pretty funny to see Batman in a Harley Quinn type of dress or a Harley Quinn type of shorts. That'd be pretty funny. Or to see, Batgirl and maybe that was too much DC. Maybe, if we have Nightwing and Daredevil, switch outfits. I think that would be pretty fun. That would be pretty cool. Or you see like Dexstar, who is a Red Lantern, is a cat that's also a Red Lantern. You see that confirmed with like Spider-Pig from the Spider-Verse. That would be pretty heckin' cool. Oh, moving on. Oh, no new comments. Very good. Oh, good. I'm all caught up on comments. This is so great. Time for my 30-minute Patreon member shout out. She wears short skirts, I wear t-shirts. She's cheer captain and I'm on the bleachers, thinking about the day when you wake up and find that what you're looking for has been here the whole time. Sorry guys, I had to do my 30-minute Patreon member shout out. Because Shell says, trying to get 1 million OMI, bro. 25% there. Honestly, even that 250,000 OMI is an incredible accomplishment. Because when it reaches $1, you'll have $250,000, enough to buy a big, large down payment on a house, or enough to go into another investment at that time. Pay off your house, whatever. Again, that is a lot more than most people ever have. Before the military, I never had $30,000, or I'm sorry, before, even up until when I got out of the military, I never had more than $30,000 in my account. And it took me a while. But I never had, even at the high-risk lending business, I kept a lot of it out on the street. Thank you guys for 20 likes. That means the world. I kept a lot of it out on the street. I kept a lot of it going. And a consequence of that is that it grew a lot. But the other day when I had so much money in that account, like it scared me because that's, again, and something that somebody else, I think Ryan Merrick had asked me about, saying like, hey, this is something where you should talk to people because a lot of people haven't had this much money before, and you have. It's like, and it's still new to me. It is very easy when you have $100,000 in your account to spend a couple $1,000s in one day. Like I did, I bought this tablet. Granted, a lot of that was from YouTube Patreon and YouTube Super Chats and all that. For you guys to upgrade the thing. But I got an Oculus Quest 2. But why did I get the Oculus Quest 2? It's because that I think that eventually we're going to have that Earth 2 in that virtual reality. So I got the Quest 2, waiting for that Earth 2 app to drop. I don't know when it'll drop. Same thing with the VVverse. I think that's something that we already see in augmented reality. Wouldn't that be great to put on your Oculus Quest and be like, oh, this is so cool, and looking at everything like that, instead of just through your phone. Junior Sanchez says, what's up, Randy? OMI still on the move up. Was there news that I'm not aware of? Honestly, you could literally put, when was the date? The date that I bought was it was the 30th of last week. Last week was the 30th, and that's when I bought it. Let's take a look at the OMI price chart over the last 7 days, and you see on the 30th, 0.00219. And what happens after that? After news breaks the next day that I had 20 million OMI, boom, 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 and it goes all the way up. So I'm pretty sure I have no one to blame but myself. I was pretty much the huge catalyst. A bunch of people said, "Oh, this mother flapper is crazy. He's retired." Like a lot of my tweets did go not viral, but a lot of them got retweeted like 100 times. Had so many something likes or whatever, which had never happened to me before. Because the OMI gang is so heckin' strong. They are so like everyone that does something a little crazy, they're like, look at what this guy's doing. Look, like non-fungible, wonderful. If you haven't seen his video, it's been out for over a day now. I'm going to spoil it. He quit his job to go all in on YouTube and Akomi. Another person just like me who sees that the potential that they have in certain virtual reality projects and just went all in, quit his job, focusing on Akomi and YouTube. The same thing that I did, even though I'm more of like retired, and he's just, but he's risking it for the biscuit, and that is what I want to support him any way I can. He's got an NFT launch. Go like his channel. Go subscribe. I guarantee you, because of his work ethic, he is a workhorse. His NFT is going to be worth something, like a good amount of money one day, because like that's the first NFT that he's released with his music. He's going to release a lot, heckin' more in the future. This is the first one. Okay, he's not paying me for this. This is just something that he was in the chat this morning. I mentioned that as well. Rescuing History says, "Hey Randy, hope all is well. Glad to see some increased interest in Earth 2 again." Yeah, and I've never stopped making videos. It's just that the videos became a little bit more popular when Jules started happening. And I was like, oh, got to go back to the real Randy Chavez. Got to see what he says. And I've been going over the Jewel amount I had 8 so far. I think that was it. I refreshed last time. I didn't have any more. I refreshed again. I didn't have any more. So around 11:45, I think, is where we have, that's the cap. All of your gems, I think, go between 10:15 and 10:45 at night. And then after that, it's like, okay, you have all that you have. Ooh. Sorry, hydration. Danny B says, you could fly with Virgin Galactic. Yeah, they're a space company. And would I like to go to Mars one day? Maybe, but remember in Angels in the Outfield when Maggie, the foster owner, is talking with the kids, and the kids is like, oh, we can't forget about Maggie. And Maggie's like, no, my place is here. I think my place is Earth. And I say that not because I'm not a dreamer, or I'm not someone that doesn't want to be among the stars. I say that because there are so many amazing minds and amazing people working on making us a multiplanetary species, which is good, in my opinion. I think we need to be. But it's kind of like, tend your own garden type of thing. I think I could help Earth out. I don't think I'd be that useful in space. I don't think I'd be that. I'm not an engineer. I'm not a coder. I can make money and use that money to help a lot of things and people and animals here. So I don't know. I mean, it'd be cool to go to Mars, but it's a long trip. That's a long trip, and I think you'd have to stay there for. I think when you go there, you probably don't want to come back. At least not right away. I think you're there for a while, several years probably, and I just don't want to do that. I like Earth. I'm very selfish. I like Earth and the amenities that we have, and the fun things that happen here. Preston Ty Anderson says, I will say this. Today I have about $2,300 worth of H2O in 3 months, no less. Water tiles, Antarctica tiles, is that what you mean? Penny Renee says, I bought in at 0.007, nice, and have been buying all the way down. I hit my dollar cost average at 0.0034. Super happy. So you are in the black. Penny Renee has officially made money with this, as I have. I've doubled. I put in about $50,000. And there's this one, I forget his name, Christopher, I think. Christopher. It's a play on Christopher. He comments once in a while. He's like a hater. And he says, like, yeah, you lost like 80% of your money. Well, no, I didn't. I lost 80% of the money that I put in at 0.007 or 0.008, before it went down. But I'm not an idiot. I dollar cost averaged, and I'm actually up almost double of where I put in because of dollar cost averaging. Because I know this is a great product, and I wasn't freaking out, when it went down. And I'm freaking out more that it's going up because I wasn't finished buying. I'm freaking out more that it's going up. And is it a little selfish of me to want to go back down? Yeah, it is. But at the same time, it's just because I want to be able to get that money to help animals one day. So I digress. But congrats, Penny Renee, on getting it in the black. Biju Chichel says 100 X Degeneration X. Noah Guitar said they are releasing Jurassic Park this week on VV. No, they're not. Are they? No, they're heckin' not. No, they're heckin' not. I have to look at this. I have to look. But first, I'm going to check my jewels. Okay, still didn't spawn anymore. All right, got it. VV. news, or I don't know. I'm just gonna go on Twitter and see, because you have zero idea how much I heckin' love Jurassic Park and the dinosaurs. And I even learned, when I played violin, I learned how to. I even learned how to play it. It was years ago. It was like middle school. I am not seeing anything on the VV thing. Let's check Jurassic Park on the Twitter, and I'm seeing. Oh God, no! It's nothing about the NFTs. All right, somebody link me that. Somebody go to Facebook or Instagram and link me that, and I'll review it right now. Junior Sanchez says interesting. Rescue History says I got a total of 34 joules at the moment. Very, 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 very good. Get that bread. Keep it up. You're a third of the way to 100. I believe in you. The CEO says space doesn't exist, dude. It's a Luciferian lie. I love the people that believe in like flat Earth and the moon landing was fake, because it's like, well, what do you think is happening with like SpaceX, and what do you think is happening with, you know, I could understand saying like, okay, if it's 1969 and so listen, like less than 30 years ago we didn't even have like an atomic bomb. Less than 100 years ago we didn't even have a plane. Now you're saying we can go to space? I think that's a little outrageous. Okay, yeah, fair point. Maybe and the moon landing, for all intents and purposes, it does look. I've seen those videos where it says like, you know, the guy's like this and he gets lifted back up almost like by a wire. I was like, okay, I can understand that. In 1969 or 1970, you'd be a little skeptical, you know, government lies, that type of deal. But there's so much heckin' proof. And not that I'm like, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist, you're crazy. No, like I get it. You know, government lies a lot and like far too often. But seems to be a lot of proof that the moon landing has happened and space is real. But I know you're joking, Basilio. Twin Flames Images has 38 joules here. Nice. Get it. Synox says, finally caught your live through the week. Yes. And Synox, I'm going to be streaming. New stream time, 12:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 10:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the reason why I'm doing that is just because I had so many more viewers today at 12:15. I have like 60 viewers than the normal 30 or so that I get in the morning. So that's why I'll do that. Unless I have a couple of maybe my Patreon members gather say no, we like the then I'll do that. I'll let you go. I'll let y'all know. No, Guitar says space definitely exists, man. Yeah. But it was just he was just trolling. Penny Renee says I have the same mindset, so good to be in the black though. Yeah, heck yeah. Yeah, I like it too. And again, I would never buy on margin. I would never buy on anything, you know, on loan. Make sure I have the cash for it. Oh, I got 25 likes. Thank you guys. That means the world to me. But it's good to be in the black. It's good to be here. Especially doubling the money. I look like a genius. Paul Archer says, check out VV meme comp. I got 50 entries. What is the VV meme comp? Let's see what he says. VV meme comp. If I search that, oh, the first thing that comes up. Follow E2 writer Paul Ren Archer is smashing out the VV memes to win the VV. I love this one. It's like VVverse. That'll never be a thing. Title. It's like for Ralligator. Use surf on this guy. A tidal wave of surf. This guy does not know what's coming. I'm gonna give that a like. I'm gonna give the original a like too. Good for you, man. You just got yourself a like. Synox says, King Randy Chavez. Preston Ty Anderson says, no, H2O in Antarctica. Bit of gold, though, with only 20 less tiles there. Oh, very good, very good. H2O, gold, all good things, all good things. Paul Archer said, COVID social distancing rules pushed half the flat earthers off the edge. Oh, that's good. That is clever. I'm going to get some more water. I'll be right back. And gentlemen and ladies, if Smooches is there, I'm just going to continue talking while I am getting my water before I sit down, which is right now. That was a SpongeBob reference for those of you that don't know, where he like couldn't tie his shoes and he's like shuffling, like, I am going to give you the patty which is right now. And then he's still like all the way across the restaurant. Hysterical. Vasilo says, what proof? Pictures and videos that are no different than the CGI used in space movies. Think about it. Not trolling, just informing. We accept that space thing without questioning. So are you saying that space doesn't exist, or that we've never been landed on the moon? Because one is a little more believable than the other. If you could say that, okay, I believe that space exists, but the moon landing was faked, that's one thing. If you say that space actually doesn't exist, well, what do we look at? Like, what do we look at night? Like, with the stars and things, and they move, like, in a way that, well, we can tell where they move. And you can make the argument, well, we could have programmed that in there, and, well, I guess, maybe, and I've never been to space myself, so... well, I'll continue that in a minute, but right now, No Metal Guitar, that $2.99 super chat saying, made you look, though, LMFAO. Oh, you sly guy, you did, you made me look. I love you, man. You're awesome. Cynox says, space is just the simulation loading. Like when you hit the end of the map in GTA, they will continue to add updates the closer we get to the boundaries. Man, y'all are gonna have me on like Reddit tonight. Like, is the space is space real? That's and I love going on Reddit, like conspiracy theories. I love going on Reddit just for that type of thing. I have a big iPad. I have a big tablet now, so I could do that and not just be on my phone. Like, oh, my back. Okay. No, I can talk. The $2.99 super chats that made you look though. LMFAO. We have fun here. Vasilo says the moon is a light. So the scientific explanation for that is that because the sun's over here and the moon's over here, the moon is reflecting the light of the sun. Could there still be a moon, Vasilio, that obviously doesn't give off its own light, but just reflects the light of the sun? And if not, what is the moonlight that we see? Like, you say it's a light. Is it like a bat signal that we shine up there? Like in Dragon Ball Z, when there's a projection of the moon. They wished it down, but there's a projection of the moon on the Saiyan pod that is up there. So let me know exactly those thoughts. Rescuing History says, literally buy a telescope. Yeah, how do you argue against the telescope? Because unless you say the fact that, okay, well, maybe the space or whatever is conceived as space has that effect where, you know how you look at binoculars the wrong way and things get smaller? Maybe they have that. Again, I'm just playing devil's advocate for both people here, even though I believe space is real and that moon landing is real and Mars and that we're in Milky Galaxy and Andromeda's right next to us and all that. But again, I've never been out there and I'm pretty dumb, so we could they could be pulling the wool over my eyes. I don't know. Foster Fitness says, a OMI or Earth 2 long term, if you could only choose one. That is so hard because they're both very, very good. They're both disruptive industries. They're both innovative companies, and they know they both work very hard. Even though I would like to say that I'm probably rooting a little more for Earth 2 because it's like a ragtag group of guys that were successful in their own right, but and they had done some great things, but never anything like on this level what it could be. Whereas Alfred Kahn and David Yoon and Dan Crothers, you kind of expect that for them. It's like, oh, this is their time. You've been doing this a while. But it's like these guys, like this ragtag group of guys that are just, I almost believe in them a little more just because, well, who's going to do something this great? Most likely it would be the Al Kahn, David Yu, and those guys. And even though both of them I think will be successful, I do find myself rooting for the ragtag group of guys that nobody ever heard of before. And that being said, VV I think is ahead so far as, their app is a little better. They actually have an app. Earth 2 doesn't have the app yet. It's just the online site. And they have all of these licenses to do this with. Now, Earth 2, to my knowledge, does not have those licenses to do anything with, like Pokemon, Nintendo. Not that VV has those Nintendo licenses where I'm just speculating, but the fact that they do have a bunch of those licenses already, and Earth 2 doesn't, it would make a Ready Player One easier for Vivi to do that than Earth 2, even though for Earth 2 you could say, okay, well, I'm going to make this guy with my resources a giant made of iron. Okay, what is that? It's the Iron Giant. You could still probably make anything with the skins. Like in WWE, in like SmackDown vs. Raw 2006, let's say, I just happen to have that one. Well, you can make your own wrestler, and what do? You make this guy with a green, green shirt with a jumpsuit on. Well, that's Luigi. You'll do the same thing with Mario and Wario and Michael Myers. Like, you can do that you'll be able to do that in Earth 2, and not need the license for it. You'll know exactly what's going on. But that being said, Vivi will probably, again, their Viviverse is starting in most likely December, and with I think Vivi is ahead of where Earth 2 is right now. That being said, Earth 2 crypto has not come out yet. So I think Vivi is probably safer, whereas Earth 2 you might have a bigger, a bigger chance of making more on your money. Even though we know so much about the crypto for Vivi, we know exactly what OMI is doing. What we don't know is how much will be burned when we move over to Immutable X on the Ethereum blockchain, the utility of the token, and we don't know that. What we do know about Vivi, about the OMI coin for Vivi, we know even less about the E2 crypto for Earth 2. So I'd say Vivi is safer, but I think right now Earth 2 has the potential to stonk a lot higher, or at least a little bit higher than Vivi. That's just my opinion. That being said, I have 22 million OMI. Gonna have 23 million OMI tomorrow. So clearly, I love both of these companies. But I'm just answering Foster Fitness's question right there. Vasilo says it's semi-transparent. The moon? But I've never seen the back of the moon. So let me know about the semi-transparent thing. And if you could elaborate on that, that'd be great. Present Ty says, well, see your true laugh. Very, very happy for everyone today. I'm happy for everyone too. We all made a lot of money. Present Ty Anderson says, yeah, see your true laugh. Yep, 100%. Alex, what's going on, brother? Says there is not one single actual photo of the Earth from space. NASA admits the blue marble is a CGI composite image, and the Hubble can take clear images of planets light years away, but never turned around and take photos of the Earth. Well, the Hubble telescope you can't really transport, but I have heard that NASA said that the blue marble thing is a CGI composite. I have heard that. I have never actually checked to see if that was true, but, and again, government does lie. Are you guys really making, no, I refuse to believe that. I can't turn away evidence, but, do I have to go to space? Is this what I have to do to like try to convince myself, oh, it's real or it's not real? What about aliens then? How do aliens get here? Because I'm pretty sure we've had like, well, what about the government cover-up of Roswell? Oh, okay, what about those people that have that have been interviewed saying like, there's like 90-year-old people, like 10, 20 years ago, it was on the Sci-Fi Channel. They were kids when Roswell happened. And then they said, yeah, I remember my mom doing this, my sister doing this, and the governments were all, and it looked like they carried a body out. So clearly, governments lie. Obviously, governments lie about stuff. And if that was an alien in the Roswell incident, how did they get here if space isn't real? What is Earth if space isn't real? What is the sun? What is all these planets? I am so heckin' confused. But I feel like there's too many questions. There's too many holes. Again, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like there's too many holes in that theory of space isn't real. You can make the argument, I think, that a lot of these things were faked, and then maybe that has a little more validity than the space isn't real. That just kind of a little too hard for me to wrap my head around, because I'd have like a psychic break. So what we're talking about right now, the sale says, yes, you got it, like a Batman light. Okay, so like, I know you could bounce lasers off the moon. So I guess the technology is there to, but there's no way the technology was there in like the 1400s. That's just not possible. I mean, over the last 20 or 30 years, yeah, you could bounce lasers off the moon and all that reflective. So yeah, nowadays you'd have the technology to do that, but there's no way that happened like 600 years ago, 1,000 years ago. What is the explanation for that? Let me know. We got to meet up before you go to Florida, and I'll lay it all on you, bro. You deserve to know the truth. We could have some drinks. We could have some daddy sodas. I can dig it. Paul Archer said, maybe we're all NFTs in someone's vault. The idea of, remember at the end of Men in Black, I forget if it was 1 or 2, where we're in a, this is all space, this is our galaxy, this is our universe, and it's a marble, and it's a bag of all these other marbles, and it's like a child's plaything. I've thought since the time I was younger that, okay, well, what if we're just a science project by a kid? Because humans are not perfect. We are very far from perfect. And, well, if God or if something created this, there's a lot of mistakes. There's a lot of mistakes, and okay, even still, nobody is perfect. And even if God is real and God exists, why would he make... And again, that's the thing. Well, you don't know why. You have to have faith. Okay, yes. I understand that. And maybe it's because I don't understand. That's what makes me human. I can't see God's plan. Okay, I get that. But I've thought, like, okay, if we are probably in aliens, like a 3rd grade science project for some aliens, because we can teach apes and chimps, we can teach them sign language. But there's just a couple of things that they just can't understand. They can't understand, like, calculus, or they can't understand, like, quantum or theoretical physics or anything like that. But, let's say, but apes are about 90%, 98% the same as us. So the only difference that we have between us and the apes comes out of that 1% to 2%. So let's say if you have aliens that are ahead of us in the direction that we are from the chimps, in that trajectory, well, they're like toddlers, or they're like 1st or 3rd graders would know stuff that we could not even comprehend, just because that they'd be so smart, their brains would be so powerful. So that's why I thought that we would be like a 3rd grader's science project. Like, oh yeah, you made some mistakes, little alien Timmy, but you had you good job, you get a B plus. That being said, the type of computing power that would take to power all of this, I think would be so massive. It's like Rick Sanchez, like, you power my brake lights, that type of deal. I think that would be so massive. I think that would be... But again, if you have aliens that, this whole thing is a science project, then maybe it's not really that big. Maybe we're just perceiving it to be really big because we're so itty-bitty tiny. Jerome Hoyes said, do we have a flat Earth group in E2? I think there's a flat Earth group. I think a lot of them are pretty... I don't know. Maybe. Junior Sanchez says, licenses are everything, bro. OMI, in my opinion, for sure. Okay, so in the thing of E2 versus Vivi, Junior Sanchez says Vivi. Junior Sanchez says Junior's money is with Vivi. Preston Ty Anderson says, when our 9th planet comes back, Nibiru, I will jump on board with the Anunnaki for sure. Soon, LOL. And anybody explain where all the South Africa gold goes? I have been previewed to the Anunnaki before on Ancient Aliens, and I think I actually read a book about it called Planet X or something like that. About Nibiru as well. I don't know where all the gold in South Africa goes to. What I am sure of is that people are generally good, governments just generally suck, and I feel like money goes from poor people. Taxes are gotten from everyone in this country and given out to rich people in poor countries. And that's just the way it works. It's just BS. A lot of BS going on. Governments are so greedy and powerful, and just, I hate it. I hate it so much. I think, though, with more transparency, a lot of people will be like, hey, you're doing the wrong thing. This is not good. So I see humans, and I think I see everyone getting better as time goes on. I really do. Despite the fact that there's a lot of, tribalism and a lot of polarity with a bunch of, like, let's just say, the super far left and the super far right. I feel like they're really only a small minority of the actual left and the actual right. I feel like most of the left is really good, and they want to help out people and problems, and they like gays and drugs, and which is great. And the right, the middle right, at least they like, hey, you know what? We should not give the government so much power. We should have guns, and we should have freedom to do whatever business we like. As long as it's not really immoral. And I feel like these two groups are closer to each other than they think. But because the far right has like these neo-Nazi like sympathizers, the far right religious groups, and the far left just burns down buildings in their own town of like it's asinine, and they just think that what straight white males are all like their opinion doesn't matter, and they want to eat the rich, and they want straight white males to die. It's like, because these small minorities in the far right and the far left, that's what you think of. That's what you think of when you think of the right. You think of those far right groups, and it's not fair. And when you think of the left, you think of those like woke liberals that just hate on straight white men, and they're not. Most of them are, I think, just are good people and just have the a little bit different ideas on how to help everybody. Because there are problems, and I think most of us want them to be solved. Just different, disagreements on how to solve them, and then just have like the extremists that are just like, oh my god, I can't. They're holding us back. No Guitar says, at Facility, you crazy on something. Oh man, No Guitar is fighting words, saying, how do you explain meteorites? I have a collection. They fall from the sky. How do you explain the galaxy, space, NASA, SpaceX, NASA going to space? Where do they go if not space? Yeah, so that's the other thing. Which again, meteorites. I don't know how you could even explain that away, but maybe something with chips of the cocoon they have us in fall, and those are meteorites. But what about okay, there we go. But yeah, what about SpaceX? Like, you see them in space, or are they like just below the cocoon? Do you think? I mean, again, when people go to Mars, like how much money what is SpaceX? I don't know how many tens of billions of dollars SpaceX is worth. Like, what's that money going to if they're not going to space? If they're not building and launching satellites and they're not going to Mars? Yeah, like what's that money going to? So that is confusing as well. Synox says that, there's a live video of Earth 24/7. Really? Oh, that's awesome. Where is that? Link that down below, or link it to me on Instagram or Facebook somewhere. Greme Fortlage says, why are you advertising on a scam? I don't advertise any scams, Grammy Fortlage. Dylan says, this is awesome. Yeah, we're talking about really crazy things here. We get a little deep. Speaking of which, I'm going to go on a 1-hour Patreon member shout out. Let's see, we have done, I think Pink. No, I did Taylor Swift, and then I said, I'm just going to do, this is for Nomad with Guitar. Ja sa szlasuma, menuż na, ja sa szlasuma. Minne ponicun je absolutely seros. Situacja help, situacja sos. Sorry guys, that was All the Things She Said by Tattoo, called Ja sa szlasuma in Russian. That is for Nomad Guitar, because I believe he's Russian. Basilio says, if you ever seen the moon during the middle of the day, you'll see specks of blue on it, which is the transparent parts of it. I have seen the moon during the middle of the day, which is why I'm confused. Does like America see the moon a lot more than the other side of the world, than like China? Because I think we can see it most of the day and all of night, but most of the day certainly. Why do we not? Why does that happen? Yeah, I am very confused by that. So somebody let me know. But I don't think I've seen blue parts on it. But maybe I just never looked at the moon that much, I guess. Graham Fort Lodge says, how much are they making you pay? Are they making you? Well, nobody makes me pay anything for anything, so I'm not forced to pay for anything. I mean, you could make the argument rent and taxes, but that's pretty much kind of a agreement there between the landlord and the tenant, and then if you don't pay your taxes, you go to jail, and they put you in a cage. So, yeah. Basilo says, aliens are fallen angels. So, I do like the idea of fallen angels, whereas Lucifer was a angel, and his only crime was that he loved God too much. Now, I'm not like this Satan-like sympathizer that wants everyone to, like, sin and go to hell, but that's what, the Bible says, that that's the lore. Satan was Lucifer was a fallen angel, and the other ones were say Michael, Gabriel. I'm just thinking of archangels like Michael, Gabriel. I don't know, but again, most of my biblical knowledge is gotten from supernatural. But fallen angels are pretty cool, yo. So, Basilio says they have given mankind knowledge since the beginning. Okay. Well, yeah, and again, they mentioned that in Ancient Aliens, where they say like, oh, these aliens, or I guess angels, would come down and they would mate with the Earth people. Thank you guys for 30 likes. That means the world to me. Alex says, watch some David Weiss YouTube videos. His channel is Dearth. Also a documentary called Something Happened on the Way to the Moon. We 100%, he says that we never went to the moon. Very interesting. Okay, I like to broaden my horizons. Like to give myself a little bit of an education. I'll check it out at some point. Gravy Fort Lodge, he says, "Oh no, you're a conspiracy theorist. That explains everything." Definitely not as much as I was. Again, find me in like 2007. Yeah, super like Alex Jones. Super like this is a conspiracy. It's all a conspiracy. But again, honestly, me joining the military kind of wiped most of that out. Not because like I was brainwashed or like this, like I'm this super patriotic guy, although I'm a little patriotic now. But it's just the fact that the government is just made up of people. And a lot of the people that make up the government are average intelligence, maybe slightly above average. Maybe some are really smart, at best. But they're just people, and a lot of people give the government far too much credit. So when I joined, I was like, oh, there's no way they pulled all of this off. No way. Impossible. But that being said, you come to understand, okay, government has zero idea what they're doing. They're lying to cover up their stupidity. So yes, Alex Jones was right about a lot of stuff. He was talking about Epstein like 20 years ago. He was talking about, the really weird stuff that he was, I don't even know how the hell you find that type of things out. Again, I was just a kid in the 90s. I don't actually know, but yeah, that's really, really crazy. George17 says they lost the technology to get to the moon, but it was less powerful than a smartphone. Yeah, supposedly that when they got to the moon, you have more computer power in your phones than all of NASA had when they got to the moon. Which, yeah, I guess I can believe. And the technology, we didn't go to the moon for a while because we didn't need to. We had won the space race against the Soviets. We're talking about U.S. versus Soviets, and when we did that, there was no reason to go. Now I think it's more of like a survivalist type of thing. Like, okay, well, if something ever happens to Earth, you kind of need to go to Mars, be a multiplanetary species. Yeah. So, Vasil says they are eternal and superior to man. Yeah, well, eternal. I don't know if anyone want to live for eternity. It's a long time, especially if other people are dying. So I think it's very, very bleak. But again, if you're be able to help people out and give them technology and help everyone, then yeah, I could understand that. I could understand doing that, wanting to live forever, just for the sake of man. Foster Fitness says, isn't Virgin Galactic and Richard Branson going to space like this month and selling tickets for the future? Gotta be real. Yeah, that's the other thing. Like, what are they going to say? Like, I think Virgin Galactic and SpaceX would be in very deep trouble if they say, yeah, we're going to space, give us all your money. And then they can't take us to space. So like, what would it be? The people that pay that, like, oh, now you're in on it. Now you have to say, like, we've been to space and it was really cool. And we give you, like $10,000 a month for the rest of your life. Again, humans aren't that good at keeping secrets unless like you're like me or people in the military that just had security clearances, and you are very good at keeping secrets. Most people, I think, are not good at keeping secrets. Just again, in my opinion. Noah Guitar says, Basilio, stop drinking the blue Kool-Aid of your cult. Don't die, man. Well, we love Basilio, and I'm very curious to have a beer, have a daddy soda with him, and just shoot the stuff. Even though, again, I believe that space is real and Mars is real, I'm still very curious to see what Basilio has to say. I still want to, because even if we don't agree on everything, there's probably a couple of things like, oh, hey, this actually checks out. I didn't know this, or that, I didn't know a couple of things, going into this. Grame Fort Lage says lasers only bounce off the moon because of reflectors placed there. But if the moon isn't real, then how would the... Yeah, that's the other thing. I feel like there's so many holes in a lot of different theories. Like, okay, well, lasers bounce off the moon. We can do that now. And then some conspiracy theorists say, like, or some theories, I don't want to say that as like a negative term, some theorists say, like, okay, the moon isn't real. Well, then how do we bounce lasers off? It's like, oh, well, they put reflectors on there. Well, how do they put them on there if it's not real? Unless, again, because it's a projection of light, and then you could put in that projection of light maybe a mirror type of... I don't know. I'm not good at that. Not good at that. Alex says the Earth is the basement of the universe. It's a flat plane. Imagine a lake with the land floating in the middle, and the shoreline of the lake is Antarctica. Okay, so there's a lake, land floating in the middle, and the shoreline is Antarctica. United Nations flag. United Nations flag is a flat Earth map. All right, Alex, you're gonna be making me Google this United Nations flag here. UN flag. I think that's just the aerial view. I don't know if that's necessarily flat Earth. Because you don't see Antarctica there. Do you? Man, I don't even see, to be honest, I can't even make out the continents all that much. I think I see Australia. Yeah, I can't even make out the continents with that. Okay, or in this picture I can. There's Africa. No, honestly, I can't even tell. I cannot even tell, so I'm just not even go by the UN flag. But even if it was, I think that's an aerial shot as opposed to anything. Drama Fort Lodge says, otherwise, light gets diffused by the soil and reflected in every direction, like radar waves with stealth technology. That is all above my pay grade. I don't know anything about radar waves or stealth technology. Regardless of me being in the military, that was not my job. Vizela says, Alex, the Bible infers that. The Bible infers something about the UN flag? Vizela says, doesn't flat out tell you, but the clues are there and you can connect the dots if you like to think. That's interesting. Again, I haven't had the Bible either. I haven't had the pleasure of reading that book. Noah Guitar says, stop trolling. Zio says, the pyramids around the world are an homage to what the Earth truly is. XXX says, is this satire? Honestly, I don't know. Rick and Morty gold. I don't know. Am I being trolled right now? Maybe, maybe not. So it says, pyramids have four corners, and so do the pyramids from ancient civilizations. Well, the pyramids of Giza, aren't they from ancient civilizations? Because they have the top and then the four corners. And I guess pyramids for other... Well, pyramids itself, because you have to have the top and the three sides. So it makes sense that everyone has four corners. Earth has four corners. Maybe it does. I can't say I haven't been to Antarctica. Although in Antarctica, where again the U.S. does have a base down there, the U.S. doesn't have you can't claim Antarctica. A country cannot go and say, no, this is ours. It's all a shared space. But that being said, they do have security forces on the perimeters of those specific bases saying you're not allowed to go past a certain point. Now, most likely it's just because people used to wander and explore and then they died of frostbite, the elements, or maybe there's a creature down there. Like there might be in Afghanistan. I don't know. That's not my place. That there might be a creature monster in Afghanistan. But anyway, there might be a creature in the Antarctic, or people just kept dying. So most likely it's because of the fact that they want people to stay safe and within the confines of the perimeter. That being said, maybe you can make the argument that the U.S. government's like, hey, the flat Earth cave thing is over there and don't let it. I don't know. What I most likely think is that just some stupid airmen, like we all were when we served, just wandered and they got caught in a storm and they froze to death and they said, okay, commander of that base just like, yep, no one's allowed past this point just because he doesn't want any people dying on his watch. Most likely that's what it is, but maybe there's a greater than 0% chance that hollow earth theory or whatever. I don't know. Alex says, even in Nassau, interviews, they say clearly they cannot get out of lower Earth orbit. NASA says we can't go back to the moon. They say they destroyed the technology. We had the tech in the 60s, but not anymore. So I 100% believe that the government is stupid enough to lose that technology and that they didn't have that. But we got Elon Musk that's doing that pretty much daily. He is very, very, very... Private corporations and private entities and enterprises will always outsmart and outpace the government. Always. Always. So I definitely do believe that. And that maybe NASA wouldn't be able to go out to the moon. I think even Blue Moon, Jeff Bezos' company, can't get out of low orbit because the technology's not there. But SpaceX has it. Triple X says, I hope you are watching this weird stuff. Nobel Guitar says, dude, watch the Blue Book Project. One episode was repeated to Roswell. Oh, I love Roswell. I can't wait for that. Vaseo says, haha, right, Alex? Only people that believe that are the ones that took the vax. Listen, I didn't take the vaccine, but I didn't take the vaccine because I had I had the virus in January, so I didn't need to. I was immunized that way. I think vaccines are generally good. Appropriate vaccination is generally good. Again, I was in the veterinary field before I joined the military, so knowing that appropriate vaccination is generally very good. A lot of times, the negative reactions are you're a little bit tired, a little bit sore for the rest of the day, but be a little lethargic, swollen, whatever. Those are normal reactions. Bad reactions for vaccines tend to be vomiting, swelling or itching around the face, diarrhea, vomiting, throwing up. And you do have a very small percent of people that are vaccinated that have absurd, obscene, like god-awful reactions to those vaccines. But I think the world is a lot better off the fact that, polio's gone and mumps are gone and all these things are gone, as opposed to, I think that's a fair trade-off. Most everyone not worrying about that stuff, Spanish flu, Spanish bird flu, as opposed to, them having that. So again, I think that is a fair trade-off. But again, that being said, the vaccine for the most part for COVID, I assume that's what you're talking about. I think if you're older or you're immunocompromised or something, yeah, totally get the vaccine. But if you're younger and you're really healthy, doctors would probably say to get it anyway. But I think there's something to be said where, okay, well, I have my immune system and I already had the disease, so I have the antibodies, and I exercise, I eat right, I take vitamins. Yeah, I think if you wanted to not get it, that's your preference, and I don't think anyone should be forced to get something, because if you give the government that power, they're never going to give it up. But that's just my opinion there. Preston Ty Anderson says, you did great tonight, Ice King. Night night, everyone. God bless, Ty. Preston Ty Anderson. I'll catch you later. Todalia also says, people who don't buy OMI will regret just like Bitcoin. Agreed, 100,000%. I put all this money into OMI because I know where it's going. I said that with Tesla, Bitcoin, Pokemon, high-risk lending, all that jazz. Been right all along. Foster Fitness says, do you think E2 prices will be linked to the actual real estate market or the crypto market? Well, because it's virtual reality, I don't see it having anything to do with actual real estate in Earth 1, but I do see it coinciding with the crypto market. Vasilio says, God bless Preston. Have a good night. Doug E. Fresh says, can I get a price prediction for OMI the end of 2021? Sure, Doug E. Fresh. So my bear case is it'll be 3 to 5 cents by the end of the year, assuming that we're not going into I'll give a couple of price point predictions. Assuming that everything keeps going well and we're not in a bear market, 3 to 5 cents by the end of the year is my bear case. My base case is 8 cents by the end of the year, and my bull case is 10 to 12 cents. Everything going right, multiple exchanges, Coinbase and Binance, mass adoption, that type of thing. However, if you listen to Taps Trades is someone that is, again, he does the crypto trading for a living, and based on the charts, he's right. That it goes in cycles, 2013, 2014, 2017, 2018. It goes up and then it crashes. And guess what? We're due that 2021, 2022, Q4 of this year for a big, massive correction going all the way down. Now, that being said, even though he is right on the technical analysis, the one thing even he himself says, well, that would be a horse of a different color, it'd be a different ballgame. is if Bitcoin, their ETF, gets approved in October. Hundreds of billions of dollars will go into that. Bitcoin will shoot to the moon. All other altcoins will rise as well. Again, that's just my opinion. That's just what I think is going to happen. I don't know about if he is right, though, and in Q4 we do see a massive correction. Whatever altcoin you're holding, cut off 70, take off 70% of that, and that only 30% of that will be remaining. And he's right. So in September, if people want to take profit, thinking that October we might have start that crypto winter, that might not be a bad idea. Well, I do that no, because I don't think that's going to happen. I think if that Bitcoin ETF does not get approved, I'm going to sell a little bit. I'm going to sell a little bit, not everything, just a little bit. Zio says no more handwritten member list. Well, I got the what do you call it, the real printout. I was at my friend Nick's the other day. Got the real printout. Connor says, trying my best to organize more funds for OMI. Yeah, same here. Aren't we all? Aren't we all? Also, at 50 cents, we're all going to go to Vegas. Just have a meetup party in Vegas. Pickle Gaming says, how do we get information from satellites if they can't enter space? The real questions. Colby Strickland, what's going on, man? Says, how's it going, Randy? Well, we've been talking about finance. We've been talking about conspiracy theorists and fakes, not fakes, like fighter. This has been a crazy live chat today. A lot of super chats though, so that's fun. Nara Guitar says LMFAO. I know the song. Yeah, you know the song. You know my all the things she said. You know the Yasosasuma. Yeah, I love that song. I love Tattoo. They're so great. They're so beautiful. I love them so much. JP, what's going on? Says his price prediction has always been, I believe, 10 cents. It was 10 cents as my base case. My base case has moved down to 8 cents, and my bull case is now 10 to 12 cents. Where my bull case was 12 to 15 cents, now it's down to 10 to 12. But again, it's still very, very high, and I am very, very sure that we are, again, bear case is 3 to 5 cents. Colby Strickland says, what are your thoughts on the correction with Bitcoin and how it affects OMI's price point? It affected OMI's price point until last week when I started this bull run. I started this catalyst. I'm very proud of myself for that. But my thoughts on it is, I'm glad we had this correction. I'm glad we had it, because if we didn't have this correction, Bitcoin would be like $80,000, $100,000 by now, and OMI would be like 2 to 3 cents. And I wouldn't have gotten as much as I got. So I'm happy about it. It's a little selfish. Yes, thank you guys for 35 likes. That means the world to me. But I do believe that this past week, OMI has separated itself from Bitcoin, because it has a life of its own. And people are, this is going to surpass so many others that I think before the end of the decade, this becomes a top 10 crypto. You heard me right. Top 10. And I also guarantee that there are going to be multiple coins that have a that have $1 trillion valuation. Most likely Ethereum, Binance Coin, Cardano, that type of thing. But I don't think OMI will get that this decade. I think they will be in the top 10, though. I think they will be worth several $100 billion. Just my opinion. Yeah. Rescuing History says, Randy, not to cause drama, but have you seen the Upper Echelon Gaming's video release? I have. I'm very, very happy that Kira TV and Upper Echelon Gaming, even though they made roast videos about me, calling me a dumbass and brain dead, it's driven a lot of comments and traffic to my channel, which is great. So I love that. They can say whatever they want about me. Like, I don't know how much it would cost for me between the 84,000, so together they have over 500,000 subscribers. I don't know how much it would cost for me to advertise myself to that many people, and they did that pretty much for free. So I'm very, very happy. Very, very happy that they did that. And what do you call it? They did a really nice thing for me, even though I don't think they meant to. Cody Strickland says, I've been dollar cost averaging into OMI on the way down and almost burned through my investment capital, climbed to 35 and sold, then waited for OMI to drop back down below 20, and it never happened. Yeah, this is why I don't sell. Just because it might go back down below that 0.0035 again, I haven't checked it in a while, so let's check exactly what we're looking at here, and I'll give you my thoughts. Going back to OMI, going back to, I'm getting so many notifications, it's insane. 0.00426. It's a lot. It's a lot. Will it get back down there? Maybe 0.00332. Maybe. I hope it goes down to 0.0021 again, but I know it won't. Again, it might. I don't know. I'm lucky enough that I got what I got when I got it. But yeah, again, I don't think it's bad to buy in right now and then have it be cut in half. Because I know if I buy in right now, if I put in like 50 grand right now, and it gets cut, it'll get cut in half, like literally the next day. So yeah. Colby Strickland said, this climb has been crazy. Have you seen this before? Yes. Well, I wasn't there for it. I just saw it in the past. But if you go a year into it, it climbed from February 8th. It was 4 zeros, 0.000072. And then it went to 0.00266. Then it went down to 0.00201, so losing about 25%. Goes up to 0.00325 before it goes back down, 0.00318. And then it shot up to literally, let's see, with 2 places it shot up. 0.00765, and then it went to 0.0, so it went to over a penny. Went down to under a penny, went back to over a penny, and then that's when the descent happened. 0.008, 0.009, and I got in at like 0.00799, went to 0.006, and then it went down to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and now it's 0.00426 again. So I have seen that before. This meteoric rise. I hope it does have a breather, because it should. But if not, yeah, this will go back up to a penny really quickly. Rescuing History says, I'd sue for using your image without permission and defamation. Probably could. I mean, Upper Echelon's already banned on Twitter, but he also, Upper Echelon Gaming, what he actually, he's doing what he believes is right. I think he genuinely thinks that E2 is a scam. He genuinely thinks that I'm a dumbass. He genuinely thinks that I'm trying to scam people, or that I'm just dumb and I'm getting scammed myself. So I can't try to fault someone for doing what they think is right, even though it is the wrong thing. I would like to, and I think same thing with a lot of, there's some of these guys that are really just doing it for the money. It's like, oh, it's content, yeah, let's do that, because it whatever, they thrive on drama. But he himself, just the way he talks and the way he carries himself, I think he thinks that he's doing the right thing, even though he's not. I feel like he is actually doing a disservice to a lot of people, saying that E2 is a scam, saying that whatever's a scam, and people that just flat out listen to him and don't do their own research, they can be like, oh, that's a scam, and they're missing out on a really good opportunity, I believe. Again, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, this is what I'm doing, but I'd be really salty, again, if I did, like, let's say if I had a kid that listened to him and was like, oh, you didn't get in because this one guy told you not to, do your own research. But again, my kid would do their own research, so maybe that's meant to happen. I don't know. But yeah, I'm not going to sue him for that. JP says, Colby, anything under a penny for OMI is a steal. It is. We're very, very lucky. What is here? Evil Hong, what's going on? Says, amount of earning jewels are decreasing day by day. I know, and that's going to make the prices go up. I want the prices lower so I can buy more. Trading Offs says, practically, why is it important to know if space and the moon are real? Well, I mean, if you want to invest in space travel, if you want to invest in interplanetary species, which I think we should, then you should know if space is real, which, again, I'm sure it is, but again, I'm sure it is, and people are sure that it isn't, and only one group can be right. But I think it's important to know, just because again, if you want to invest in a company that's going to space, in space travel, well, what is your money going towards if it's not doing that? Vasilio says it creates an industry. That's all it's important for. Yeah, but eventually people are going to figure out that, well, we're funding nothing. Like, again, if I pay for a space ticket, like, I like to be as moral of a guy as I can be. If I pay for a space ticket and they say, like, hey, yeah, listen, we're going to give you $100,000 a month for the rest of your life just to keep this secret, screw you guys. No. Like, audience, they're going to know exactly what y'all are doing here. And, yeah, people would definitely do that. There were definitely people that would have done that already. There's too many people that would have, like, but let's say if it wasn't real, if space was not real, and the government says, like, yeah, we're gonna kill you and your family unless you keep up the lie. There's going to be people that say, like, all right, bet, and they go and tell people anyway that it's not real, and I don't think that's just happened yet, So, yeah. Crystal Stroud says, "Caught you finally. What's up, Crystal Stroud? I'm having so much fun collecting my Earth 2 jewels. I wonder when they'll be able to trade them. Hopefully soon. I am very wonderful. Oh, also, something that you guys might not have known, I made it in a video the other day, but it's something that was not public. It's something that was only given in private message, and that was, where is it? Literally, where is it? And the thing that was the public message, or the private message, was Shane's response to something, saying, like, are jewels a distraction? And Shane said, no, jewels are not a distraction. They will play a part later in game, and we are rewarding users for owning land now. How is that a distraction? This is rewarding users with something they can use in the future, destroy, craft, ... So the more you have, the better off you are, or you'll need to purchase them from other users or wait for your land to create them. So I do not agree. This is a distraction. That's why I want to. Again, that was not a public message. That was a private message, but it got leaked. So I'm just doing my job. I'm reporting all the news. Yeah. OMI will melt faces. Wait for Comic-Con and the new exchanges. 100% JP. 100,000%. JP, you actually got in at like 0.003 something, right? And bought up to 0.005, right? You got in a lot then, right? I think. Let me know. Pickle Gaming says, have you heard of the Pi Network crypto yet? Is it probably going to be usable soon? So that's cool. Yeah, I love the Pi Network, and it is. I mine every day. I have like 23,000 Pi. I have a lot of people in the network. My link for Pi is down below if you don't know what it is. It's a cryptocurrency that you don't need to spend any money on. You mine it with your phone, and it doesn't cost you anything to get in. It literally, you wake up, you click mine, and if you have people in your group, great. You go and you remind them to mine also. It's really, really cool. Frank J says, will you stake when it happens? Will I stake OMI? Maybe I will. I don't know yet. Probably. Sisson's Music says, do you think that there will be a Mars 2? I don't know. I guess if Earth 2 is really popular, but I think there's so much space in Earth 2, I don't know if they'll need to. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. I don't know. If it is very popular and a bunch of places are used for the Warring World, excuse me, then maybe they'll make a Mars 2 or a Moon 2, whatever. I don't know. It could be DLC for the future. Rescuing History says, respect. Crystal Strauss says, my jewels are increasing every day, I think. I haven't really bought more property lately either. Like 8 new tiles, only maybe. Oh my god, that's incredible. Good for you. I'm going to see exactly. Again, I think the jewels are spawned between 10:15 and 10:45. I haven't gotten any new ones since like an hour ago. I've been streaming for an hour and a half. Oh, it is time for my 90-minute Patreon member shout out. I never believed in these. No, I couldn't see. I said if I can't feel it. But how can there be no magic? What happened to me? And then I saw you. I couldn't believe it. You took my heart. Sorry, guys. That's a little bit of America. Or you can do magic. Dougie Fresh says, hey, Randy, is Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee the same game for the Switch? They're pretty much the same game. It's like Pokemon Red and Blue. There's slight differences. One you get Pikachu, one you get Eevee. But that's pretty much it. There's a couple of things like different Pokemon, maybe different trainers or whatever, but for the most part, it's the same game. I did not get either, though. Dougie Fresh also says, how many OMI tokens is burned per day? Well, let's take a look-see. On drop days, it's very, very different. On drop days, there is so much OMI that is burned, like hundreds of millions. But the last couple of days, let's say, actually, today, the Monday, July 5th, 5 July 2021, we burned 11,084,551 OMI. The day before that, we burned 8.9 million. The day before that, we burned 7.8 million. And then 3 days ago, we burned 62.4 million. 4 days ago, we burned 315 million. That's a lot. The day before that, 5.3 million. And yeah, so 4.7, going back 5 million, 16 million. Yeah, so we burn a lot each day, several million per day. And then on days that we do have those major drops, several, like hundreds of million. Dan's Kraken says, the land of a school in front of my house is for sale. Interesting. Are you going to buy it? What are you going to do with it? Sisson's Music says, man, you read through all the messages. That is big respect. Yeah, I have to. That's what people are on my Patreon for. That's what people super chat me for. That's what people... Well, super chats are really like if I'm way up there, half hour behind comments, and they have to go, they super chat. I'll get to their question right as soon as they do that. But that's Patreon for, because I don't have a like my Patreon is not because I'm gonna make private videos for people, unless you're in my friends and family thing, like Rayfax is. That friends and family is a top tier. You get like a cell phone number that you could text. You get like you get a lot as long as the payment goes through. But that being said, I believe information should be free. So I don't want to say like, I'm only going to give a certain amount of information on my normal videos. But to really get the Chavez information, join my Patreon. No, I don't want to do that. I want to talk to people, and that's why it's good to have a small channel right now, is so I can go and answer everyone's questions, because it's, again, I'm retired. I'm not. I don't have to wake up in the morning. Well, not that I don't have to wait. I need to be alive, but I don't have to get up to go to work. My work is literally going for a run. It is doing research on other coins that people tell me to if they super chat it, or if getting to other people's messages on my Facebook, Instagram, other YouTube comments. It's a lot of stuff like that. So I try to be as accessible as possible. JP said, put in 40,000 at a penny, 260,000 at 0.003, and that went all the way up to 0.0045, and then more at 0.002. You mad lad, JP. Clap it up for JP. Big respects. Drop a like for him down below. JP, you're my hero. You are literally my hero. Pickle Gaming says, nice. I have 18,000 Pi coins. Invited a bunch of people on iFunny. Nice. That's a good amount of coins. Dougie Fresh says, is space never ending? No, I think Einstein said that the universe is ever expanding, but I think it does end at some point. Like, how do they know? I don't know how they know, I don't know how they know that it's expanding, or that it's infinite, or I don't. You can make the argument that there are theories that say, like, okay, well, black hole, what happens when a sun collapses in on itself and creates a black hole? Well, it gathers all the matter and stuff around it, and then what happens? We think that in that black hole, in that black hole, all of that atoms and the matter and stuff, it goes into another universe. You can't see anything past the event horizon, but it goes into another universe, and that's the big bang of another universe. So that's kind of a way to keep, even when this universe dies, all of the elements of this universe go into different parts of other universe. So it's an ever-expanding thing. That's a theory, which I like. JP says, at Dougie Fresh, Google, OMI Burn, Twitter. Yes. They're very good. Citizens Music says, how are you retired already? You look so young. Thank you so much. So after I got out of the military in 2016, December 18th, 2016, or December 19th, 2016, I got out and I went to school in January of 2017. I was an X-ray. Oh, I was a veterinarian assistant before I went in the military. So I was very good at taking X-rays. Like, okay, I can use my GI Bill, go to school for free, and I could become an X-ray tech. And I found out like I hated school so much. So I was working with my friend Dean, and he takes me to a place where there's a bunch of numbers on the board. I love numbers. So I was like, what is this place? He's like, I don't know. They like do loans. They like sell money. I was like, what? So he actually explained to me a little bit. It's like, they give money to like business owners, and I was like, okay, that sounds cool. I could do that. I could try to invest. And it turned out to be high risk lending at this private bank where they give their own money to business owners. They say like, okay, well, people that try to apply for loans for a bank but can't get it from a bank because their credit's too low or what have you, banks don't give it to them, so they do. It's like, okay, well, why did they? Isn't it high risk? And they said, yeah, but you have to take a look at why their credit is bad. Is their credit bad because they don't pay their bills? Or is their credit bad because they're divorced and because they aren't getting paid from this job and they have to take out credit cards to get materials for the next job and they consider it over leverage? It's like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. And I was really, really good at underwriting files. And the first month I was there, because you get a little bit points on it from a bank. If you don't do it yourselves, you send it out to another bank and you get points on it. And I was really, really good at reading people's bank statements. So I was like, okay, so if you get this amount of money, you can make this amount of money as long as the payments, each week are like this, because you get paid back weekly because it's high risk. And also they want it that way so the payment doesn't balloon at the end of the month, when the mortgage and the cable and the car and all that. And I made a lot of money doing that. So I made so much money that in 2020, I decided to open up a Pokemon business. So I did work up, in the first month, I opened up my own business under their umbrella. And then a few years later, again, I started with $3,000. I had less than $3,000 in my account when I started that business. And I went all in, gave every single penny I could to each business owner that I thought was great. And the checks that I was getting, going right back into business owners. And the money that was coming back to me each week, going right back to other business owners. So I started in May of 2017 with about $3,000. And by October of 2019, I had over $100,000 in aging receivables. And I was like, I'm going to do this forever. But then I started realizing the Pokemon market, nobody took finance and nobody took that chart reading and data analysis into Pokemon. So I did that and I bought all of these cards. Like go to my video today on Pokemon. I did the live stream on it. I sold a Blaine's Charizard first edition PSA 10 for $5,900. When I bought that when it was undervalued, I bought like 6 of them when they were like $600, between $550 and $700. And what happened? 10x in 3 years because I knew these were undervalued. I did all of that with so many cards. And actually last year I purchased a record price point at the time, $80,000 Trophy Kangaskhan card. So and I also put a lot of money into Tesla because I knew they were very undervalued. So I put all of this money into all of these different things. And earlier this year I thought like, okay, well, I can sell this Pokemon card and I can buy a bunch of Bitcoin. And then I found Earth 2 and OMI. I was like, oh my God, the amount of money that I can make with these. So I sold Tesla. I bought a bunch of OMI. I sold that Pokemon card. I have about 100K left that I could put in. I'm going to split it between Bitcoin, OMI, or I might even sell Bitcoin. OMI and Earth 2 is pretty much what I'm going to put it in. So I don't even have $1 million left. I don't even have $1 million yet, but I do think that with the investments going into OMI and everything, that I could be a 100 millionaire by the end of 2030. Because I believe OMI is going to go to $1 by the end of 2026, and I already have 22 million OMI. So Deca Millionaire when it reaches 50 cents, which it will. Again, not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Just what I hypothesize will happen. And then I think by 2030 we reach $3 per OMI, and that would be. Yeah, that would be, if I have 34 million OMI at that time, that'd be $100 million. So again, I retired in February and I've been doing good so far. The aging receivables I collect from my old business, and between YouTube, I make enough to live on. So I'm good. I also keep my things. I'd like to retire ASAP. I'm only 25. Well, Systems Music, I am only 30. I turned 30 last year, and I didn't start until I was 26. I did not start the high risk lending industry until I was 26. So if you're starting now, you're starting a lot. You got a year ahead of me. Yeah. But I also, while I was doing all that, I wasn't living in a fancy house. I wasn't living anywhere. I have not had a bed since 2017. So I live very, very frugally. Even right now, I live in a like a mother-daughter house, but like a basement apartment, and I don't have air conditioning. So I do this because everything that I have goes into other investments. I'm not suggesting people do this. This is honestly not the easiest life. But again, I'm from Peru. I've been in the military. Like, this is easy for me because I have whatever I want. I can sleep whenever I want and do whatever I want. But for a lot of people, for most people, like, that's insane. But it's not insane because again, I've lived in a lot worse conditions than I was living in a literally right next to a boiler, one door separating me from the boiler room in my last apartment, and this one, yeah, it's a one bedroom. It's a little bit of an upgrade. My last apartment, go to my older videos. It's literally a room. It's one room. It is smaller than these rooms. This I have a kitchen over here. And my own bedroom and my bathroom. So yeah, yeah, it's been. But people just that try to keep up with Joneses, like that. If I tried to keep up with the Joneses, I would have never had this. I'd still be working. Why? Because I would have gotten a house. I would have gotten a 2-bedroom apartment. I would have gotten a better car. I'm still driving a 2012 Honda Civic. I just don't think that. I think that is a very bad thing that people do, trying to keep up with the Joneses and say, look at all this stuff I got. Okay, well, stuff doesn't make you happy. Money doesn't make you happy. Doing what you want, and like for me, having a goal makes me happy. Just trying to help out. Like the more I save now, the more money I can get to help animals later in the future. So again, I'm not saying live like me. This is hard to do for the uninitiated. But if don't live in a 2-bedroom apartment if there's only one of you. Live in a 1-bedroom apartment. Live in not the best part of town. Live in okay part of town. Don't go somewhere dangerous. You need your life, but work more. I was working like 17 hours a day. It was not healthy. It aged me. It aged me a lot. And it took a toll on me. But now I'm retired and it's nice and it's great. And I told my girlfriend to retire because I want to spend more time with her because I love her. She's so great. She's a veterinarian. She loves her job, so I can't expect her to retire right now. All right, man. Dougie Fresh says, would it be better to buy OMI or buy the VV NFT collectible for investing? So short term, these VV collectibles are insane. You have Superman that started out at literally $50 if you're lucky enough to get them. I bought mine at $115, and now I'll take a look for you. I guarantee you can't find any for less than $375. Let's go to the market. Let's go to see Superman, and what do you know? $398. That is the cheapest Superman you can get. So this literally 8x'd inside of like 3 weeks, which is absolutely insane. So short term, NFTs aren't bad. Long term, OMI. Long term, definitely OMI. And I'm not saying that in the long term, these NFTs will crash. They won't. They'll continue to rise. But OMI has so much room to grow. It's ridiculous. If you 100x OMI, it's only 40 cents. That's so cheap. Godly Paquito says, hey, Randy, I'm trying to get into Pokemon cards with the money I've pulled out from E2. And I was wondering what I should start with. Buy graded cards. WotC definitely always has the best room to grow. Wizards of the Coast, first edition holos. But for the most part, really collect what you like. Collect them graded. Collect them in high grade. Generally, SM Pratt says the older, the rarer, the minter, the better. So if you have something that's like pre-2003, WotC, anything that has first edition on it is good. Any trophy cards are good. Any promos are good. PSA 10, look at the grade, make sure it's right, make sure it's good. Centering's good, no whitening or edge wear, that type of deal. And then look at what's undervalued. So I have discovered that, oh, wow. Thank you, Lucas, for that super chat saying got 1 million OMI at 0.0015 because of your videos. Thank you. Oh, Lucas, you are so heckin' welcome. I am so glad that you got 1 million OMI right there. You've literally almost tripled your investment almost at this point. And again, it could retrace back down to 0.0025, or it could keep going up. I don't know. But all I know is, Lucas, I do believe you'll be a millionaire well before the end of the decade. Definitely when this hits a dollar. I think by the end of 2026. You did it. Anyone, I believe, that has a million OMI can look real forward to being a millionaire this decade. And again, look at the analytics. This is the utility of it. You look at people that go absolutely bananas for Funko Pops. People that go bananas for collectibles. Like, again, I've had people that have given me collectibles because I was doing such a good. I was used to cosplay as Deadpool, and then they really liked it. And those are some of the best things. I'm an old school guy. I love carrying physical things in my hand, but where do you think the future's going? Like, where do you like the future of collectibles is being disrupted by NFTs and VV. The future of virtual reality is being disrupted by Earth 2 and the VV verse. Virtual real estate, Earth 2, and what will happen in the VV verse as well. They're not just going to have this one showroom in the next 10 years. They're going to have places where most likely you're going to be able to buy land, rent it out, show off your collectibles. Guarantee it. Again, we're talking years, maybe even close to a decade down to the future, but that is going to happen. Mark my words on that. There's I think by 2040, again, 19 years from now, it's going to be $10 a coin. Again, that's going way down the line, but $1 this decade, $3 by the end of this decade, by the end of 2030, that's what I believe. But yeah, $1 is so within that realm of possibility by 2026, maybe even earlier. Again, Cavell Anderson did a video on that, so anyone that has it can be a millionaire. Again, there will be peaks and valleys. Eventually, we'll enter a bear market, and a bear market will go down, cut off 60-70%. But just as long as you know to hodl, we've been here before. People that have been here, whether it's in the stock market or here when Bitcoin was at 65 down to 30, we've gotten punched in the face before. Now that you have, it's going to be easier to hodl during those hard times. And JP says, $2 super chat saying, imagine the hot toy for Xmas, NFTs. Trust me. Yeah, a huge thing. And anyone that has kids, or my friend when I used to live to him, I just went to his house the other day, his daughter Lauren, I freaking love that little nugget. What did she used to like to do? Like to play Minecraft? I like to play Fortnite. What happens in Fortnite? Okay, buying skins for your character on Fortnite. What happens in Among Us? You can buy this little creature that follows you around. You could buy a hat. You could buy those things. She did that. I did that. Want to tell the future, look to see what the kids are doing. What are the kids doing? They are buying things, virtual things online. These things are going to be huge. Yes, VV things are going to be huge for Christmas. This is just, and we're getting in at such a cheap price. It is so low. I'm going to sell a bunch more. I'm going to sell more of my Bitcoin tomorrow. I'm going to buy more. I'm going to contact my friend Ari Realty. Like, hey, give some of Bitcoin. I'm going to buy more. Not all of it, just a small amount of it. Let's see what the OMI price is right now. 0.00431. So it looks like the 0.004 and 0.00391. It's been within that range the last couple of hours. It's been in that range within the last couple of hours. We'll see where it breaks tomorrow, whether it breaks up, breaks down. And like I said, I've said this for a long time. The longer the base, the bigger the breakout. So the past 3 months, look at that. Look at that. Look at it. Like, am I Patrick? Oh, I want you to look at it. So where was I before that? So yeah, Godly Poquito. Definitely look also, I had a formula known as the Chavez formula where the first edition holos that were PSA 10 used to sell for 5 to 8 times of what the PSA 9 went for. And that rule still holds true today. So, and in extreme cases, it'll only sell for 3x of what the 9 sells for, or 10x of what the 9 sells for. And in those cases, if it goes above or below that, if a 10 is doing only double or 1.5 times what the 9 is, you buy as much of that 10 as you can because it's really undervalued. If the 10 is 20x of what the 9 is, you buy a bunch of those 9s because that's really undervalued. I see that with first edition PSA 9 Lugias. They're worth like $4,500 now. And the 10s are like worth with like 70, like the BGS 10 got like 140,000, which is insane. So yeah, those nines are undervalued. The only time where that doesn't work is in shining cards. The shining cards, first edition PSA 10, usually only go for double of what the 9 does. So I hope that helps. But again, collect what you like, and it's going to be fun. The Tony GG says, got 5 gems today, 2 of them black, only have 5K in this game. My man. You be getting those gems, though. Pickle Gaming says, I think that space would be infinite, seeing how it's just a void of nothingness at some point. No real way to tell yet, I guess. Yeah, I don't know the equations that, these theoretical physicists use, or even just astrophysics in general. I don't know the equations that they use, so I'm going to sit back and say maybe they have something, maybe they don't. I don't know. Moving on. Dougie Fresh says, are you invested in Cardano or just OMI? So if I had $1 million cash right now, liquid, and I had my fill of Bitcoin and OMI, I would go into Cardano. I'd go into Binance Coin. I'd go into Solana. I'd go into CRO, and then Pancake Swap just for the staking. And then Earth 2 crypto when that comes out. But I don't have Cardano. I just have Bitcoin and OMI, and I'm going to sell some Bitcoin tomorrow specifically for more OMI. JP says, oh yeah, that OMI ring. Dan's Kraken says, damn, you set for life, dude. Yes. But I also, again, I want to be the very best. No, I do. But I want Steve Irwin, when he died, donated about $10 million of his funds towards amateurs. I want to dwarf that. I want to say, like, hey, because of Steve Irwin, he walked so I could run. He did all of this so I could go and make all this money, and goal would be $1 billion. And I think I can do it. You know why? Because if, again, 34 million OMI, the end of the decade, let's say it's $3 per OMI, that's $100 million. The only thing I have to do at 2030, when I'm 39 years old, I'll be 40 at the end of 2030, is just 10x again from there. It's the only thing I have to do is just 10x again, and then I have $1 billion. I want to be able to donate $1 billion. I want to giving pledge, donate all of that, but also helping animals and some people along the way as well. So yeah. Sisson's Music says, Randy, I thank you so much for sharing this time with me and telling me about your life experiences. Those kinds of conversations have so much value. Thanks for joining, Sisson's Music. I like, people have questions, I answer. This is a symbiotic relationship, I guess form of therapy for me, but it's also a form of, I feel like rich people get a lot of, and not that I'm rich, again, you see my apartment, you see my leftover food here that's in a box. I literally got these from the dollar store yesterday, or 2 days ago, Skippy Bites, because they're 25 grams of protein for $1. It's insane. But it's good. I think rich people, or a lot of people with money, they tend to get a really bad reputation. But I think that most people, they just want to be rich people. They just want to pass on what they know. I started this channel because I wanted to talk about Pokemon sales data. And then I saw a lot of misrepresentation of Tesla on the mainstream media. I was like, that's wrong. So I started talking about that. And, and then Earth 2 came out. I was like, this could be great. And I made a lot of money with Pokemon and Tesla and High-Risk Lending, and I would talk about that a lot. And it's like, okay, well, guys, this is what I'm doing with my money. And then OMI came out. I was like, oh my God, this is what I'm doing with my money too. So I just like to let people know what I'm doing, because I never want to be called selfish. I never want to be called like, oh, you're just keeping you're making all this money, keeping secrets to yourself. I want to be able to have people just be transparent. This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I would not tell people to do something because I don't know their financial situation. But, if you're comfortable and you want to risk it for the biscuit, go for it. Again, I've put all my money into a bunch of things many different times, and you can make the argument, yeah, maybe you got lucky 4 or 5 different times. Or maybe I got lucky. I found them when I did, but maybe I also, know what I'm doing just a little bit. And I want to share that with people. Because I think when people, they have a little more money, when they're not worried about bills and they're not worried about whatever, they can find a little more happiness. And they can be better people. They can do recreational stuff, like they can play piano like they always wanted to, or paint, or do whatever, or go on vacation with their partners and experience other stuff. I think that is better for the world, if we become better people. So yeah. Hold on, Dougie Fresh says, you sold all your Tesla shares? I did. Got about 125 grand for them, give or take. Yeah, so I bought a bunch of Bitcoin. I have a bunch left as well, specifically for, and I did buy a bunch of OMI. Got a bunch left for Earth 2 and some more OMI. Dan's Kraken says, pretty solid advice. Not gonna lie, I try. Frank J says, do you think Pokemon cards will be higher in value in 10 years or lose value? My wife has some Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! I think that a lot of what people have in their binders at home that are not in good condition, they'll probably stay the same value. They might lose a little bit, but the graded cards, because they're very hard to grade, yeah, those will only gain in value. All of these cards will only. My trophy Kangaskhan that's going to be, or the one that I sold, but that will be $1 million card before the end of the decade. Well, why did I sell it? Because Bitcoin and OMI are going to go up a lot more. Earth 2 crypto is going to go up a lot more. So that's why I sold it. I didn't want to, but I had to. Okay, get $1 million at the end of the decade, or get tens or maybe hundreds of million dollars by the end of the decade. And Lucas, thank you so much for that super chat, saying that you got 1 million OMI at 0.0015 near the bottom because of my videos. Thank you, Lucas. Pay it forward. When you become a millionaire, pay it forward just a little bit. I know you will. JP with that $2 super chat is, imagine the hot toy for Xmas NFTs. Yeah, this is going to be insane. The OMI burn will be insane around Christmas time. Why? Because you have a bunch of people that are going to go and they're going to have a bunch of Christmas Christmas specials, and people are like, oh, I need to get something for my kid. What do I do? Well, I don't have time to go shopping. Right there. And they'll pay whatever price. Because I have a bunch of friends that said, like, yeah, I do Christmas shopping literally on Christmas Eve. Like, what? So they do that, and yeah. Dan's Kraken says, loading, question mark? I don't know what that means. Dougie Fresh says, is the first edition PSA 8 to 9.5, 8 to 9 Charizard or Blastoise worth getting now? The Charizard, yeah, definitely, because that Charizard PSA 9, they don't have a PSA 9.5. They only have a BGS 9.5. But I think that is worth getting now, because I bought a BGS 9 Charizard at $60,000. I, to this day, hold that record price point. There are PSA 9s that, 4 of them this last PWCC auction, that sold for like $26,000 and below. Well, why did that happen? One is because those PSA 9s were very weak. They had a lot of whitening, a lot of edge wear. They probably should have been PSA 8s or 8.5s. And also my BGS 9, Beckett, they graded that 2 subgrades got a 9, 2 subgrades got a 9.5. So it's 1 grade away from being a BGS 9.5, that gold label. Where PSA, it could be, oh, this is probably an 8.5, that type of deal. But I definitely do believe that, and I was ready to buy a first edition PSA 9 Blastoise at like $20,000. I didn't, but I was ready to. So the Charizards and the Blastoise, I think if you hold them long term, I don't know what's going to happen in the short term, but I think they are definitely worth getting right now. I would if I had oodles of cash, and I just wanted to do that for a second. Dan's Kraken says, my connection died for a sec there. Yeah, my connection died for a little bit before, too. It happens when I go for around 2 hours. Speaking of which, we have a 2-hour Patreon member shout-out. I don't do these that often because I normally don't go for 2 hours. Blue da boo dee da boo da dee da boo dee da boo da boo dee da boo da dee da boo dee da boo da. Listen up, here's a story about a little guy that lives in a blue world all day. Sorry. I sing for my Patreon member shoutouts. Dougie Fresh says, you said $3 OMI by 2030 is possible. Yes, I believe. Thank you guys for 40 likes. That means the world. I do believe that by the end of 2030, that is possible. And how do I get there? Well, let's say we go to my old model, 10 cents by the end of this year. Even if it's not, even if it's 8 cents by the end of this year, I believe that we get to 20 cents by the end of 2021. And what happens okay, so after we doubled again, I think we grow by 50% each year. So what happens by the end of 2023? I think by the end of 2023, we reach 30 cents because that's 50% growth. 50% growth from that by the end of 2024 is about 45 cents. Okay, well, what's 50% growth of that? By the end of 2025, we're probably going to be at 66, 67 cents. What is 50% growth of that? You're looking at an extra 33 cents, so about $1 by the end of 2026. That's what I feel. And then from then on, after that 5 years of growth, amazing growth like that, we'll probably only grow, we'll probably only triple over those next 4 years. So 2027, 28, 29, the end of 2030, we'll probably triple from that, which again is very, very good. So that's why I think $3 by the end of 2030. That's just an explanation of how I get there. I could be wrong. I could update. Again, even if we go, let's say 5 cents by the end of the year, or even 15 cents by the end of the year, I still think with the peaks and valleys, we do get there to that dollar by the end of 2030. Could we hit that before then? Sure. Could we not hit that until 2020? Could we not hit $1 until 2028? Also sure. Could we hit $3 by 2028? Sure. Could we not hit $3 until 2035? Maybe. Again, this is a very loose model just based on what, price predictions right now. We'll see. And they might adjust, in the meantime. I have made corrections in my short term, but my long term still holds for me. Crazy Dan 420 says, in Earth 2, I've got 80 joules so far with 9,500 tiles. Most seem to be coming from different megacity locations when compared to the amount of overall. What do you think of Axie Infinity? So first off, I'm very salty that I have less joules than you, and I have more than double the amount of tiles. So I'm sorry. I'm very happy for you. Dude, congrats on that. I'm super jelly, but congrats on that. And then I'm not sure to think of Axie Infinity. I don't actually know 100% what that is, but they did say they would offer rewards for people working together. So if you have tiles in megacities, yeah, that makes sense. Citizens Musica, space isn't infinite because space only technically exists where light has reached. Unfortunately, by the time of the inevitable cold death of the universe, light wouldn't have enough time to reach. Is that kind of like, well, if a tree falls in the forest but no one's around to hear it, did it make a sound? I think that just because light doesn't reach it, I don't think that means it's not there. I think it's still there. It's just undiscovered. Or maybe that's just my juvenile attempt at trying to wrap my mind around it. I don't know. But yeah, what you say makes sense. The Tony GG says, in 1 year, how much do you see gems being worth? Would it be more profitable to use the gems and sell resources? I don't know, because we don't have any utility for gems right now. Alls we know, my hips. Alls we know is that they will help right now just bolster the amount of resources we can produce. But I do think as time goes on, we can break those gems up and we could add those gems to our items, and those items could be useful in the warring world. We can help use them on our skins, help us protect ourselves. Whatever it is, it could be fashion, it could be utility. I don't know enough about gems right now to say one way or the other. When the information does come out, you guys will be the first to know. RMS Wall says, no one is too good for Goodwill, Salvation Army, and Dollar Store. Yeah, 100%. I still shop at the Dollar Store. Why? Because it's heckin' cheap. Why would I pay like $4 for something when I could pay $1 for something? Literally, in like King Cullen, you can get like Texas toast, 6 slices for like over $4. You can get pretty much the same exact Texas toast, 6 slices for $1 at the Dollar Store. Why waste your money on like, why do that? People are crazy. I think it's because, and I'm so far removed from it now, as I don't care, but I think some people have this thing of like, oh, you shop at the Dollar Store? You're weird. And they just don't want to like be associated with that because it means like they're poor and they're not doing as well in life. I have more money than most of my friends most people that I graduated high school with or in the military, but I shop at Dollar Store because it's cheap. Like, it's cheap. I don't care if I have $10 million in the bank. Like, it just, to me, like, why would you? The only reason why I would pay more for something is like better quality. Okay, well, would I get? Let's say the fish that I would get. Okay, well, tilapia is a relatively low quality fish, but although it's still fish and I still like it. Or salmon. Salmon's a higher quality fish. Yes, you can get a lot more, value. Well, no, you would pay a lot more mass, a lot more meals for less money. but the value comes in the fact that salmon is so good for you. It's great. And again, I think the world overfishes, and I definitely don't like to contribute to that. But in the interest of health, yeah, get something like that. So I would pay more for that, but I wouldn't pay more just because like it makes me look good. Like I said, I don't want a house. I haven't had a bed since 2017. I don't want I never want a house with like 10 bedrooms. I'm not going to use it. It's a waste. I would much rather save that money and then, buy wilderness areas with it. Go. Like I said, I love money. Can't get like Steve was said. Me, I love money. I can't get enough of it. I don't give a rip whose money it is. I'm going to buy wilderness areas with it. Wants to save the ozone. I want to be that. So the more money I save, the sooner I can be that. Alexander Peterson says, "Go watch Upper Echelon's newest vid." I know, I saw it before. Giving me a lot of foot traffic to my YouTube. And the comments, the savageness of a lot of these comments are just, they're so mean. Like, I understand, like, some people are like, hey, maybe you're doing the wrong thing, but some people are just downright rude. Yeah, this one guy, Jasper K, says, "Please, man, be a lad and share us your dealer. I want to be this delusional this weekend." Like, that's just a little mean. It's but I don't have a dealer. Okay, because I don't. So yeah, like I like to troll a lot of them. Like someone says LMFAO, I'll be like meow, meow. Yeah, I'll just meow at them. So again, just live like what I do to troll them. So I'm so heckin' hungry. Grandmaster Wallace says, "Gift someone an NFT for Christmas. Add an online Christmas card, and you're good to go." Yeah, and honestly, as a kid, even nowadays, I don't really like cards. I feel like, oh, you could have saved the $3 and $4 and could have gotten yourself a meal or something like candy bar. Like, don't waste a card on me. But some people, especially women, they really like cards. Oh, a card! It would have been nice. Like, you ever see that guy who like dresses up like a mom and he talks about like the Christmas tree? He's like, oh, look at the tree. We're gonna go get a Christmas tree. We're gonna get the tree. Oh, gotta get the tree really nice. And we gotta decorate the tree. I'll turn on the tree. Like that type of guy. Like, it's a really funny video. I'm probably doing a bad impression of it. But it's like all those classic moms, like, oh, turn on the tree, take a picture of the tree. Oh, it's a nice tree. It's really funny. So a lot of women, especially, really like cards. Like, oh, look at the card. It's a nice card. Junior Sanchez says, "Randy, do you think the VV NFTs will be worth way more once we can sell them on OpenSea?" I think, yeah. Once we have mass adoption in general, yeah, going to other platforms will help it. I don't think it'll be a major catalyst that'll make it go 10x. I think that'll just be due from mass adoption. Yeah. Grandmaster Mawa says, "Will we be able to access the internet from within Earth 2 VR?" I don't see why not. Yeah, I don't see that. I don't see why. Like, remember in Pokemon Stadium, or I think it was Pokemon Stadium 2, where you can put in your game and you could actually play your Game Boy game in that Pokemon Stadium 2 and do all this stuff. So, and you can play it on the big screen. So it's really cool. Better for your eyes. So I don't see any reason why we wouldn't be able to access the internet in Earth 2 VR. Nomad with Guitar says, Bit4X is down for maintenance. Oh my God. So what's happening to the price now that, the price is pretty much stalled. Let's see the volume here. I can't change the volume. But yeah, that's, yeah, wow, that's insane. That it went, that is down for maintenance, probably because of this, which is bananas. The fact that we did so much volume that is down for maintenance. No, my guitar says, "Are you guys still talking about how space isn't real?" No, we have definitely moved on from that. Frank J says, "My wife's Pokemon cards are in a binder and are in good condition. She's had them for 15 years. How do I go about selling them?" The best idea, if you don't want to take the time trying to grade them, is to add me on Instagram, the real Randy Chavez on Instagram, and first edition holos. Send me pictures of the front and the back, clear pictures of the first edition holos front and back. If they are not first edition and they're not holos, the best option would be to do like a bulk deal with someone. If they're holos but they're not first edition, you could still probably, get a little bit for them, but honestly, a lot of the people that have a lot of these cards they're really not worth that much. But if even if they're hollows, even if they're not first edition, they'll still be worth something, and you could probably get a couple $100 for a bunch of them, give or take. But a lot of times you just sell on eBay. Noah Guitar says, I bought a fake Pokemon card, PSA 10. Am I a bet? How did you buy a fake? Oh, man. Sorry, bro. That's rough. I'm not a bad person, though, I don't think. Ron Cass says, hey, y'all. In Clash of Clans, you can use gems to upgrade your elixir and gold mining things. Maybe jewels will have the same role in E2. Rohan Kath, I agree 100%. And also why I agree with that is because you have down here at the bottom of the page crafting, slotting, and selling. Now, the crafting part is probably, okay, you break down jewels and you do whatever, but the slotting, I think it's going to be a tile or a property can only take so many jewels. Like, you can max them out. So that's what I think they mean by slotting, where you can only upgrade the property so much. And then the selling, obviously, be able to sell those to other players. Yeah. Alex says, what would you do if E2 just doesn't grow as much? Say it only grows some 10% or over. Well, it's still good. I'm still a gamer, so I'm still going to play the game. I'm still going to have fun with it. But even if the tiles don't increase that much, my chips aren't on tiles, even though properties will grow. I think eventually tile price will kind of be null and void. I think it will be property. How many people come to your property? Add revenue for your property. What type of store do you have on your property? What resource does your property make? That's what I think. I think tile price by itself won't really be worth that much anymore, or it'll be insignificant. It's really going to be all about property, I think, and what type of games are on there, etc. Yeah. So even if the tiles don't go up that much, I'm still going to play it. I think we're going to have ad revenue. That's where my thing's going. Noah Guitar says, dude, you're the brown Warren Buffett. He lives in the same house all his life, seen it in Omaha, and all his billions are going to charity. None to his... Yeah, I think Bill Gates, same thing. They did what's called the Giving Pledge, and the Giving Pledge is to donate most of your money for the betterment of the world. So I love that about them. Yeah, I think that's really, really good, really positive, really fun. And I think billionaire by 2040 could probably do it. Because again, if I'm 100 millionaire by the end of 2030, once this reaches $3, I sell out. I only need to 10x from there. And there's only, I think, 6 Peruvians that are billionaires, so I could be the 7th. But by that time, there's probably going to be 1 or 2 more. But already, I think I'm already the most successful Peruvian that's immigrated from Peru to the Americas. Show me the money. What's going on? It says, you showed a screenshot of a message from Shane yesterday. What was the source of that message? His name was not yellow. That's why I asked. Yeah, it was a personal message from, well, I don't want to say who, but you could find it on Discord. Just look at the stuff Shane was tagged in, and he was tagged on that. So you have a, what do you call it? I can only say that, again, just search on Twitter for that message, Shane Isaac, and you'll see he was tagged in the thing. But it was a private message. I don't know if it was on a whatever server or whatever. It was on a private message on Discord, though. Noah Guitar says, I can buy counterfeit cash. I can buy anything dark web, man. Mwahahaha. But no, Etsy. Yeah, you can do whatever you want. Dark web doesn't necessarily mean bad. Dark web just pretty much just avoiding taxes for most people. There are some bad things on dark web. Definitely don't go down that rabbit hole. Frank J said, yeah, she has no Hollow First Edition, and I don't have Instagram, but I recently made a Twitter. Okay, well, I'm the real Randy Chavez on Twitter. Link down below, I think. Or whatever Chavez on Twitter. Link down below. Preston Tyander says, as number 1 rule, this is for Randy only, okay? EPL, World Antarctica Secrets. Thank you. Thank you. Guys, I've been talking for a long time. My throat is killing me. I have to pee. I have to eat. I'm so hungry. So I'm going to go. Thank you all for the super chats. That does mean the world. Everyone, please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. But we never like to close our stream without giving you the opportunity to make Dashi the Lord of your life. Friends, will you pray with me? Will you say, Lord Dashi, I repent of my sins. I ask you to come into my heart, and I make you my Lord and Savior. Friends, if you pray that simple prayer, we believe you got born again. Get in a good Dashi-based church. Make Dashi first place, and Dashi will take you places that you never even dreamed of. I love you guys. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Dan's cracking. Thanks for the talk. No guitar later, bro. I'll see you all later. Goodbye. Say bye-bye, Dashi. Bye-bye, Dashi. And this thing. All right, goodbye. Meow, 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 meow. It sounded like a Yoshi in that.